when I have weird like I wear braids or my natural hair, but if I'm wearing like afros, things like that, I get treated like I'm a warrior or something. Like even the black men, because I date black men, right? Even those black men, they will tell me that they like my hair straightened. And so I just kind of feel like if black men really liked black women with natural hair, if they really liked them to wear their natural hair, those are the women that they should promote. Okay. And that's like, I feel like they should promote women with natural hair. They're mostly promoting the women with the bust downs. Okay. The bust down lace fronts, long lace fronts. You see it all the time. So it's not, yes, I do think black women should be wearing their natural hair more. I'm not denying that. But on top of that, it's like if a group of men are they're telling us too that they like the straight hair, they like the bust downs. I think a lot of them, they just enjoy speaking on black women. But at the same time, uh, that's not what they really want, you know?
What you're saying is not true, because most times when black women wear their hair naturally, they get the most compliments they ever got. You know why?
Can I tell you this? I've worn my natural hair, and it's only white men. White men compliment my natural hair.
Wait, hold on. So every time a black woman wears her natural hair, they always tell me they get compliments, not from just white men, but from everybody. Because people rarely see a black woman's natural hair as it is. So of course you're gonna get compliments, because they're gonna be like, wow, what is that? How did you do that? But you guys think that they want these wigs and weaves. Nobody ever asked you to put that on.
Sir, I'm a woman, okay? I'm a black woman and I'm friends with other black women. And I'm telling you right now, even when you look at those white men that date black women, those black women are wearing their natural hair. So these black men do not like black women with natural hair, especially if it's really kinky. They might like a black woman with natural hair if her hair is more looser, but no, like even like if you ask these black women, ask them, it's mostly white men that like that coarse hair. Like, let's just be real here.
Okay, so if there's any black men in the chat right now, do you guys like 4C hair? Like an
Of course, you're gonna
afro?
lie.
Hold on, like an afro on a black woman. Answer
Someone's
that question. Look, I do. Savannah said no, you're a woman.
like, of course, they're gonna lie in the comments, but we see what they promote. If they like, do you think black women would
Where do
continue
they
to wear
promote?
wigs? Do you think black women would continue to wear wigs if black men as a collective told them we don't like this? Like, I'm telling you that even the black men in my life, they told me that they like my hair straight.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. I'll bring the next person up at 5K likes. But so what black men, where do you live at?
I live in California. There's a whole lot of black men, so I don't live in Alabama or somewhere where there's not a lot of
And
black
and,
people.
and how do these black men dress?
There's different demographics of black men. So I mean, I grew up in a two-parent household. I grew up in the suburbs. So
No, I'm saying the ones that tell you that they want straight hair, how do they dress?
sometimes they're really up to part. It really
Man,
doesn't matter.
ma'am. No, you're not answering my
Are you
question.
trying to say, okay, I know there's Pookie and Ray
Hold
Ray,
on.
but are you trying to
Hold
say
on.
that are you trying to say that it's the black men that are
Ma'am,
like in the hood or something?
ma'am,
Because they all share the same
you are
mentality.
not answering my question. You're saying sometimes it's these men that are up here. No, I'm saying the men who say they want the straight hair from you. What do these men look like?
They're black. I don't know what you want me to explain to you.
No, and how do they dress?
They dress they dress regular. I don't know what you do. You want me to say that they sag their pants?
So you're dealing with lower black women.
No, baby. I was raised in the suburbs. I was
No,
raised in
man,
the suburbs.
you're dealing with lower black men.
No,
Let
I'm
me tell you
not.
why. Let
That's
me tell you
most
why.
black men.
Hold on. There's an interview on my channel right now, on my YouTube channel, where I interview these young black boys. They're like in their 20s, and I asked them, "What do you guys prefer, fake or natural?" They said natural, and I said, "Would you guys buy your girl a?"
Wait, hold on. Are these the same men? Are these the same men? Wait, hold.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Oh.
So I asked him, would you buy your woman a
Yeah,
30
he is gaslighting. Go on.
Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring her down for now, because I'm not gonna deal with all the cutting off. When you speak, I let you speak. When I speak, now you have a place to cut me off. And you guys take note of this. If you're ever speaking and somebody has to cut you off, it's because they're trying to stop you from what you're trying to say. Why would they stop you from what you're trying to say unless they don't want to hear you say the truth? So she's afraid of what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is true. This young woman is dealing with lower black men. And lower black men, the men in the hood and the men who sag their pants. That's why I asked her, how do they dress? And the men who only care about shoes and Jordans and all that type of stuff in video games. These men are the type of men that would be like, oh yeah, I like a 30-inch bust down. So when you guys say black men want that, that is that type of demographic. Hire body. So let's get the next here. If you have a disagreement with the topic, then join. I see one person requesting, and that is Diamond. I already brought you down, so I'm not going to bring you back up because you keep cutting me off. And cultural appropriation does not exist, bro. Like, y'all be saying that this is cultural appropriation. Y'all are only mad because they're wearing a hairstyle that you would not wear yourself. Black women call these, they call them jail braids. They make negative terms about their own hair. But then when another woman wants to wear that style, they can't do it. All right, what is your standpoint?
I really think men should just stay out of black women's hair, period, because y'all have minimal work done to y'all hair on a daily basis. So you don't know what it entails. I have good hair. Like my hair is good. Like it like when I wet my hair, it turns into like the hair these girls go pay for their wig.
Why is that good hair?
But this is why I call it good hair, because when I wear my hair natural and it's curly and kinky, when I comb my hair in the shower, when it's wet or when it's dry, it pulls so much hair out of my head to where sometimes I don't know if my hair is falling out or what. But when I wear my hair straight on a daily basis, I barely lose any hair, period. So
You guys just do not like your own hair.
Did you hear what I just said?
I did. And by your statement,
do you think I want hair coming out of my head constantly every time I comb it?
Ma'am, by your statement, you just said good hair is the hair that the women buy. The hair that the women buy is the straighter hair that looks like maybe 3B, 3A, and like other races type of hair. But why is good?
I don't like my hair.
Why did you not explain good hair as a shrunken 4C afro?
I'm going to tell you why. Because hair is not getting pulled out of my head. That's a good thing to me. You get it? My natural hair, when I comb it, it pulls so much hair out of my head and my hair becomes thin. But if I wear my hair straight, it doesn't pull, it doesn't kink, and hair is not being ripped out of my skull. That's why it's good. That's where it comes from.
Oh, but did you ever think that you don't have to comb your hair? This is why when women go natural, they do things like finger detangling because you lose way less hair than when you're constantly raking through your hair. Other races can rake through their hair because they have straighter hair. But when we have coils that do this, you can't put a comb through it. It's just going to rip it out.
I just think y'all sensationalizing it to a degree, because every invention that man has ever made is made to make our lives easier. So we don't have to go through hard work, right? Straightening our hair is the same thing. It makes it easier, more manageable. So I don't have to spend all day raking my fingers through my hair when I have other shit to do.
But that's why we have things like protective styling that lets you put that in one day. All you have to do is one day of styling, and then that style lasts you for 2, 3 weeks.
Do you think I want to wear braids all day, every day?
There's braids, there's twists, there's many different protective styling styles that you can do.
For them all. And this is the most manageable one.
What, straight hair?
Yes.
So, but straightening your hair also damages it too.
Not my hair.
It does. How often do you straighten your hair?
Almost every day. And I don't use any heat. That's what's good about it. I don't have to go through all
How
that.
can you straighten your hair without heat?
I have heatless rollers. I just, after it's wet, I just roll my hair up and let it dry. And then when I take the rollers down, my hair's straight.
But it's still like a curl in there if you're using rollers.
No, the tension, when it dries with the tension in it, it pulls the curls out and it ends up straight. That's what's good. That's why I say I got good hair. I don't have to do all that.
So what is your hair type? Is it 3B, 3A, 3C? What is it?
I don't know. I just been told it's good hair. I don't know. I never really looked into it.
Yeah, I think that's just a self-hate thing from other Black women because they're telling you have good hair because they don't like their own hair. Like
It's not about not liking it. Why don't men get complicated things? Y'all don't get complicated things. You want to simplify everything. It's the fact that it's not, I don't have to go through a lot to manage it. That's what's good about it. It's not that we hate our hair, it's less manageable. I don't have to go and fight with it every day. With 4C hair, I have to fight with it every day. Even my hair, when it's curly naturally, I have to fight with it. I have to comb through it. I have to do this. So much hair comes out. Just, it's too much. It's just too much for the average woman who has a busy schedule. It's too much to fight with your hair. It has nothing to do with not liking your hair. You men think that. Your mind is small.
No, that's not true because the reason why you guys think this way because your mothers had to do your hair and they made these statements about your hair like your hair is nappy. We have to fight with your hair, but your hair is not, hold on. Hair is not that hard to do. It's not.
Through my whole explanation, I never said nothing about what my mama told me. I told you exactly why it's good to me. And you still turned around and blamed it on somebody's mother. I told you from my experience of doing my hair, when I wear it this way, it is less manageable. I don't have to fight it. I don't have to do all that. That's what's good about it to me, not what my mother told me. My experiences of not having to do too much to my hair and it still being healthy and growing. You get it? It has absolutely nothing to do with some ideology that you want it to be.
No, the reason why I brought up the mothers, I'm not just speaking about you and your personal life. I'm talking about Black women in general. A lot of Black women go through negative reinforcements from their mothers when they're young.
Down my back. Like,
hold on. When they're young, their mothers call their hair nappy. They put relaxers in their hair because they just don't feel like doing it. They never actually teach their children how to do their natural hair. And that's why we have little girls wearing wigs and weaves from ages 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they don't know how to do their hair for the rest of their life. That's why we have so many YouTube channels trying to teach Black women how to do their hair. There's no YouTube channel.
You cannot say that. You're not going to say that. You're not going to say that.
Hold on, ma'am. There's no YouTube channels teaching white women how to do their hair or any other race because they already know how. Their mothers already cared for them. But Black women is like, oh,
You're really wrong in saying that. You're really wrong in saying that because I know millions and billions of black hairstylists that know how to whip that shit up in any way they want to and will do a white woman underneath the table. I know too many black women. Where is you getting this from?
What do you mean
Black
by that?
women. Black, where are you getting this from? You talking about black little girls. Black little girls grow up to be black women. I don't know a black woman anywhere that does not know how to do her own hair.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
Ma'am, there's many black women that don't know how to properly do their hair.
To you, it's not properly, but to us, it's properly. You can't judge because you don't
No.
have the experience. You're a guy.
You
You don't
guys
do
call-
anything with your hair.
You guys call doing
Oh,
your
no, no.
hair,
No,
putting
that's
it in a slick back. Putting your hair in a
What?
slick back is not doing your hair.
Oh my goodness. You
Man,
are crazy.
honestly, because the styles that you guys do to do your hair, you're doing so much damage to your hair by putting your hair in a slick back. I've seen.
I'm not. Because my hair is all the way down my back, long as fuck, natural, not a piece of weave in it. If it was not healthy, why is my hair all the way down my fucking back?
Ma'am, okay, you have to get in your mind that I'm saying black women. I'm not talking only about you. I'm saying when women do these slick backs,
Y'all always say that, and then the girls get on video and show their natural hair. It's a whole.
Hold on, let me finish. So I've seen many videos of black women doing a slick back. When they do a slick back, they take that brush and they rake through their hair, and then they put a whole bunch of gel on top of it. This stuff is not supposed to be on top of your scalp. And then when you guys do these lace fronts and wigs and weaves, you guys are constantly putting glue here. This is why you guys are bald. You can unmute and say your standpoint. Like, I know you guys see these black women with no edges. I see it all the time. You have to unmute yourself.
She disconnected. We'll go ahead and get somebody else in here. But I know y'all see these black women with no edges. But you guys call that doing your hair, knowing how to do your hair, putting on a wig or putting on a lace front. That's not doing your hair. That's covering up your hair because you're insecure and you don't want people to see your hair. That's what that is. Doing your hair is spending time with your hair, spending time with yourself. There's many black women that are on YouTube that can teach you or that are teaching women how to do their hair. But you guys are impatient and none of you guys want to do your hair. Let's get somebody else in here.
Hello.
What's the standpoint? What's going on?
Yo, wait, quick question. I just came on here. What's the prompt about?
The prompt is Becky's, they can do any type of hairstyle that they want to. There's no problem with them doing a culturally black hairstyle. Nothing wrong with that. But Quisha's cannot wear wigs and weaves. That's the standpoint.
All right. I mean, first of all, in my opinion, what you mean by Becky's is white people, right?
Yes.
All right. I just wanted to clear that off. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think a white person should do like a black person's like the same style as the same hairstyle as a black person because it's cultural appropriation. But I also understand like your standpoint on why African American women cannot like be wearing weaves and stuff like that.
How is that cultural appropriation?
Well, you're copying another person's culture.
Okay, I understand that. But do you know she's committing cultural appropriation as well?
I mean, it looks like she is.
Yeah, so what place does she have to tell her it's cultural appropriation when she's doing it herself?
That is true. That's very hypocritical. And the hypocrisy needs to stop.
Right. So, I mean, here's the thing. I agree and disagree with you because if she's just doing a hairstyle because she wanted to do a hairstyle, there's nothing wrong with that. But if she's putting this on and saying, hey, this comes from my people, we created this didn't come from Black culture, I do see an issue there. But most times they're not up here putting up these hairstyles because they're trying to offend somebody. It does happen, but it's most times it's not like that.
That is true. I mean, also like historically, didn't like white people like wear braids as well? Like back in the like the Viking days and stuff when like they wore braids and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So, and that's what a lot of people say in
Hmm.
my comment section as well. Like a lot of braided hairstyles come from Vikings, like Dutch braids and things like that. And yet, our women still wear their hairstyles. So, like, why can't it just be shared?
That is true. I mean, I would understand like if a white person was wearing like dreads, like I would understand how that's cultural appropriation. But like, I feel like braids could be shared because like in so many cultures, like everybody wears braids.
Yeah, that's true. But
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you coming up, bro. What last words do you have to say to the people?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really got any more last words. I mean, but me personally, like, I wouldn't want my girlfriend out here like wearing weave, you know?
Thank you. And last question for you. Would you date a Black woman who has a 4C hair and she wears like an afro and her hair out?
Well, I can't say because I'm taken, but like if I was single, I'll give her a chance, of course, because I feel like that's beautiful. 4C hair is beautiful.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you.
No
You enjoy
problem.
the rest of your day.
I appreciate you too, man.
Thank you. See, y'all just be up here capping. Like Black men don't like 4C hair. Bro, come on. Stop lying, please. But we're gonna take a little pause. When we get to 5K likes, then I'll bring up the next person. So I'll be right back. All right, somebody in the comments said he's probably mad because he's biracial and not accepted. I'm not biracial. So y'all just be making up lies. It's crazy. Every time we wear our real hair, y'all make fun of it. And same with braids, pick and choose. No, we do not make fun of your real hair. You guys cap. Most times it's other Black women who make fun of Black women's hair. I see it all the time. Go on my videos. You guys make fun of each other and then blame Black men. Make it make sense to me. I'll let up the next person at 3K likes. 3K likes, and I'll bring up the next person. I said the same thing and he dropped me. No, Diamond, I dropped you because you kept cutting me off. That's why I dropped you. So stop lying to the people in the comment section. Somebody in the so one of y'all said, why do Black men choose Black women with wigs and weaves more than natural hair? It's obvious. Do a quick Google search. More than 70% of Black women wear fake hair. That is just what we have to deal with today. We barely see any Black women with their natural hair. We don't see it. So how are we supposed to choose it? Stop lying. They don't prefer it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not lying. Every time I ask a black man, I've done many videos, they always say natural hair. So you got to stop capping about that. Who just made what up? Hold on, let me see this one. All right, Eb the Caleb, what is your standpoint?
My thing is, you say that women cover their hair is a problem for the Black women that we're insecure. You said that, right?
You are.
No, don't say me because I'm not, because I have my natural hair out and I love my natural hair. But anyway,
Your profile
but
pic.
what is the issue? So because I have a profile picture with a wig on, that means I'm insecure? Is that what you're saying?
That's what it looks like to me.
Okay, well then you don't obviously know what insecure means. Secondly, it's okay for people to have, you know, different personalities. If they want to do blonde, if they want to do black, if they want to do braids, who gives a shit? But my thing is, you're telling women that they're insecure because they cover their hair up. Don't Indians do that? Isn't there another whole fucking religion race that does it, and it's totally fine for their men to accept them just as they are with no hair being seen, no face being seen? So how do you tell a Black woman she's insecure because she wants to cover her hair up in a scarf, in a bonnet, if she wants to do a braid down? How is that insecure? Like, seriously.
So you're trying to equate religion and choice. They have to cover up.
You just said it's okay for a white woman.
I'll let you speak. Let me finish. They have to cover their hair.
Like,
it is their, ma'am, stop. It is their religion. Black women do not have to cover their hair. You guys have hair that you can wear, but you'd rather take Becky's hair and put it on your head. That is literally insecurity, because you're taking somebody else's hair and trying to look like them because you don't like your hair that much.
So Becky is not insecure, is that what you're saying?
No, she's not.
And because Becky wants to wear braids, that's okay. But if I want to wear a wig, it's not okay?
That's correct.
Let me ask you a question. Is your mom white or black?
She's black.
She's black? And how often did she wash your hair?
I don't ask her. It doesn't matter.
No, how often did she wash your hair? Did she wash your hair as a child or no? Did you even have hair as a child?
I do. I've always done my own hair.
So since you were 5 and 6, you was doing your own hair?
Yes.
When your mother gave birth to you, you was doing your own hair?
Yes.
Okay, I understand you might be on drugs. You must seriously be on drugs. There's no amount of.
You're asking me idiotic.
Can you let a woman talk and be a gentleman?
Wait.
And stop being rude.
Wait.
Just be a male and let a woman speak.
Hold on. You're asking me dumb questions. How is a baby?
There's no dumb question. Number one. There's no dumb question. Number one. Let's get that understood. There's no dumb question. Number two, if you read the comments, if you check out what everybody's saying, no one's agreeing with you. Nobody's agreeing with you.
There's no dumb questions. You just asked if I wash my hair as a baby. How do babies wash their own hair?
You said you've been doing your hair your entire life. So like you said, Black mothers don't care for their kids. Like you said, Black mothers don't care for their kids because obviously your Black mother never washed your hair. She never braided your hair. Since you've been doing your hair and Black women never taught their kids how to deal with their hair, you're the prime example of why. Because your mama was a piece of shit. And I'm going to get off now.
That's all you have to say?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm in my natural hair. And I'm in my natural hair. And I'm in my natural hair. In my natural hair. In my natural hair. So you have a wonderful.
Don't take care of your hair. You put these wigs and weaves on all the time. Yo, hold on. She did not mean to turn on her camera just now. That was an accident. She is a Black woman who wears wigs and weaves all the time. Look what it's done to her hair. There's patches everywhere. I know you guys saw that. This is why I say stay away from the wigs and the weaves. You guys think I'm just doing it from a place of hating Black women. No, I'm looking out for you. Look what it's doing to her. Look at her head. What do you mean she looks good? She had patches. This is sad. This is sad. And this is why these Black women come up here to try to argue with me, because they're really insecure. When I called her insecure, she knew that was a fact. She knew that was a fact. Crazy. And so her whole point was to come up here and try to talk about my mom, right? Try to talk about my mom. But I wear my natural hair every single day. A real Black woman, a real Black mother doesn't always do her child's hair, but she teaches and does her hair. Of course, there was time to time where my mom did my hair. No duh. Cornrows, braids, stuff like that. But she also taught me how to do my hair. A piece of Black mother doesn't teach her child anything. And that's exactly what happened in her situation. Her mother didn't teach her how to do her hair. This is why she has bald patches everywhere, because she's putting on these wigs and weaves and she's ripping out her hair. Let's get the next person up here. This is sad. This is sad. You guys are sad. What is your standpoint?
So I just want to make sure I understand. So you have an issue with wigs and you don't have an issue with braids, and that's the topic?
That's correct.
Okay. So why do you have an issue with wigs?
Well, let's just use the last caller that came up. Did you see the patches in her head?
Okay. Is there anything else?
Okay, so we're going to acknowledge that means yes, you saw the patches in her head. Thank
Well,
you.
I just want to make sure I have all your
I'm
points
just
so I can
trying to make
address
sure
them.
I'm not the only one who saw that. And it's also being recorded right now. That's going to be posted on YouTube for all time. But that's number one. Fake hair does a lot of damage to Black women's hair. It's constantly ripping out your edges, causing traction alopecia. That might be what that Black woman had. It's also a waste of money. These human hair wigs that you guys buy cost thousands. And if you're not buying the ones that cost thousands, you're buying synthetic hair, or you're buying the cheaper versions that come from Asian women's clogged drains. That's where you guys get that hair from.
Okay. So the price and you're saying the health of your hair, and
The
then
health,
is there anything else?
the price, and what it's doing to generations that come after you. When your daughters see you wearing fake hair and wigs and weaves all the time, they're gonna wanna do it too. So you're spreading a curse that came from back in the day where Black women were forced to wear straighter hair and wigs and weaves and stuff like that. But then you guys do it today and you try to make it a positive thing when it really came from a negative thing. So those are some of the points of why I'm against it.
Okay. Well, when it comes to the money, I think people that really can't afford it aren't buying wigs that they can't afford. I think that that's a luxury. And if you can't afford it, you're not getting it. There are cheaper wigs. Not all of them are thousands of dollars. So you get a cheaper one until you can afford the more expensive, or you don't get them at all. So I'm not the one to pocket watch people and be like, you're spending too much money in one thing and not this. That makes no sense. It's not my business.
Okay, so let me respond to your pocket watch point. A lot of poor people buy things that keep them poor. That's why they're poor. So just because you have the money to buy something does not mean you should buy it. I was watching a live stream of a YouTuber or a guy called the Saint and the Sinner. I don't know if you heard of him, but he was mentioning how his mother, she bought a a paper towel holder, meaning that she bought something that was idiotic and didn't make any sense, because you can put a paper towel down and it's going to sit there. You don't need the holder. So the holder is a waste of money. So these are things that poor people do. They buy things that they don't need to buy, and it's keeping you poor, if that makes sense.
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. Like if they have the money in their account, they buy it, who cares? They can struggle tomorrow and eat ramen because they couldn't afford it. Who cares? I think that the more expensive wigs that are thousands of dollars, most of the time people see that as an investment, in the same way that, like, if you're getting fake gold and it tarnishes and you have to keep replacing it, versus getting the real gold that's going to last you forever and you can pass on generation to generation. Some people see it like that. Like, if I buy it this one time, it's going to last me years. Does that make sense?
I understand that, but your first statement, you said about people, I think you talked about if they want to buy ramen noodles or something like that.
Yeah, if they're going to be struggling for a couple of weeks until their next paycheck because they couldn't afford to get a wig you're saying they couldn't afford, then who cares? That's their life.
Yeah, but my thing is, that's the same standpoint where people say everybody can do whatever they want and it's none of my business. You type of people do not care about anybody else but yourself. So instead of giving somebody the best advice possible, you just say, do whatever you want, even though you know it could be hurting them.
I mean, if it's your money, right? If you see the value in it, you're gonna buy what you see value in. If that's what they see value in, that's fine with me. I have different priorities maybe, and we're just different. Who cares? And then the next one you said, so you said money, you said the next generation, and you said the health of your hair. So I think that no style, no is like dangerous to the health of your hair. It's either you're not maintaining it properly or you're not doing it properly. Something is going wrong that makes, because not all women that wear wigs have damaged hair. Um, and I also am wondering, like, white women that dye their hair often and they do it the wrong way, therefore they get damaged hair. Does that bother you? Or white women that straighten their hair every day, does that bother you? Or is it only an issue when Black women make these modifications?
Okay, so you first said that there's no hairstyles that can harm you.
No, wigs are not inherently harmful. It's when you're doing it wrong, you're maintaining it wrong, and that's what makes it harmful.
No hairstyle can harm you. You're
Because
lying.
braids, like if you get braids, that can be harmful too if you're doing it wrong, if you're not maintaining your hair correctly. Any
Even if
hairstyle can be
you're-
harmful and any hairstyle cannot be harmful if you do it right.
Even if you put braids incorrectly, they can still harm you.
Absolutely. And that's why I say it's not the hairstyle that's damaging, it's the way you're doing it.
No, but did you not just hear what I said? If you do it correctly or incorrectly, it can still harm you. So the hairstyle can harm you or harm your hair.
It can if you're not doing it properly.
Man, even if you
So
do
it's
it
the wigs are not the problem. It's the fact that they don't know how to do it properly.
ma'am, so do you understand that braids can cause traction alopecia?
Yes. If you do it wrong, yes.
No. Okay, what is doing it wrong? What does that mean?
So it can be a lot of things. It can be maybe your hair is not moisturized enough, throughout the style before the style. It can be there's too much tension on the hair. There's a lot of things. It depends on the person I'm talking to. I don't know. If you're doing it wrong, then your hair is gonna fall out. I don't know.
No, but I'm saying no. Doing a hairstyle wrong one time is not going to make your hair fall out. It's when you constantly do something over and over and over again. So if you constantly put braids in, like cornrows in, and then you're slapping a wig on all the time, you're going to be at higher risk of experiencing traction alopecia because you're constantly braiding back your hair. Your hair is not meant to be constantly tightly braided back all the time.
Yeah,
So
some people's hair is less resilient to certain styles and they need to do it a certain way for it to work for them. If not, they're going to experience damage. And people, either they don't care about the health of their hair and that's not a priority for them, or they don't know any better. But it's not the style that is wrong. It's not everybody needs to stop wearing wigs because some people are doing it incorrectly.
Ma'am, wigs are a detriment to Black women.
Okay, so that was the next point. The point after that was you're influencing the little girls to want to wear wigs. Um, I think that like anything can influence people. I think that there's truth to that, but I don't think that's necessarily harmful. I think I
Is it
see
harmful to
styling
influence
hair
the
and
little
doing
girls?
hair as a way of
So
um self-expression, as a way of enhancement, as a way
wigs do
of
not self-express.
sorry.
Wigs do not self-express. Let's get the likes up to 5K likes. Wigs do not self-express.
So the way that you style yourself, the way that you present yourself is a way of expressing yourself. Are you disagreeing?
Wigs do not self-express. Are you saying wigs self-express?
Yeah, it can be an outlet for people to
Yeah.
express
Okay.
themselves. Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question then. So if wigs self-express, if I buy a wig and you buy the same wig and we both put it on our heads, what is that saying about us?
Um, that's what you like and that's the style that you want to do.
But
I don't know.
yeah, that's the style I want to do, but that's not expressing anything about me.
Okay, maybe it's you're not understanding. Some people put
No.
thoughts into their looks, right? So the way you dress today, you might have not put any thought into it. You might have just walked into a store and picked it up off the shelf and bought it because you're like, I need clothing because that's a need of mine. Some people put more thought into it because they care about their style. They care about the way they present themselves. They like, they put a lot of thought into these things. I don't
Okay.
know. Like
Yeah.
you might be different and you don't understand.
No, you're not getting it though, because let's go with your stance. Let's say wigs do self-express. Why?
Yeah, it's like a creative
Hold on,
outlet.
Let me finish. Why would she put on hair that looks like a white woman's hair if she wants to express herself? Make it make sense.
Because that's her way of styling herself. It's artistic expression.
So what she's doing is expressing that she wants to look like a Becky.
I don't see it that way.
That's exactly what it is, because look, what is Black culture? Black culture is afros, braids, twists. Not many, I know Black women do grow straight hair, and that's only in certain parts of Africa, but that's something that you'll rarely ever see in your real life. So
I think that there are.
hold on. That's such a small minority of the Black community. But most of the Black community is afros, braids, twists, dreads. So if you want to self-express, why are you not self-expressing in a way that's something about your culture? Why do you have to express yourself in a way that's indicative to another race's culture?
I don't think that wigs are white culture, but I think that there are many reasons why women choose to style their hair a certain way. It could be insecurity. And there probably is a percentage of them that it stems from insecurity. I'm not denying that, but we can't say that's all. We can't say that's most, unless you can pull up a stat on that. I think most women, they just like that look, and that's why they choose to style themselves that way. It's a way of expressing themselves. It's really not much more than that. Some people, it's a protective style, and it's easier for them to maintain, makes their life easier. That's another reason.
The only way you can self-express is how you move, act, maybe things you draw out that come from you, things that come from inside out. But things that come from the outside and you put it on, these are not things that self-express. Like when somebody puts on, when somebody puts on some Nikes or some Jordans, I hear a lot of people saying I'm expressing myself. How are you expressing yourself with a piece of clothing that another company made? That's probably Asian people or white people. How are you expressing
Because
yourself?
you're expressing your sense of style. So if none of these things, if the way you style yourself, the way you present yourself is not a way of expressing yourself, then what is a way of expressing yourself?
The things I say. So this live stream,
Artistic expression.
hold on. The things that I'm saying, this live stream, by my expression, you guys can see what I'm trying to convey. And you guys know what I'm about by the things I say and how I move, how I act. And the people around you will know that. But if I just see you wearing a wig and some Jordans and walking down the street, I don't know anything about you.
Okay, so that's verbal expression, right? You're expressing yourself, and I can hear what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But we're talking about artistic expression with how you look. So you're saying no form of styling yourself is artistic expression?
No, hold on. So you're changing the argument because first we're talking about self-expression. You can express something else.
Yes, artistic expression.
Okay,
Like some people use makeup to express their artistic abilities because they like different styles of makeup. Some people do their nails. Some people.
Okay, but ma'am, we're originally talking about self-expression. She's expressing makeup. That's different. Self-expression does not come
makeup
from
is a form of artistic expression, and the same thing is with
Yeah.
hair.
Okay, chat. Can you guys see that she's changing the argument?
I'm
We're
not.
talking
I
about-
said it
No,
multiple times.
No,
Ma'am, you said self-expression. That's what we were originally talking about.
Yeah, it's a way of expressing themselves artistically. That's artistic expression. I said that.
No, okay. So is it self-expression or artistic expression?
It's both. The way people style
No.
themselves, which includes hair, is a way of expressing themselves.
Okay, so how is it self-expression?
Because it's the way that they choose to express themselves. Some people choose to express themselves verbally. Some people choose to express themselves artistically. I don't know how else to explain it.
Okay, so it looks like you're wearing makeup in your profile pic.
Yes.
Okay, so what does that say about you?
Well, I'm a makeup artist, but it means that I like makeup.
Okay. So you like, but what does that say about the self?
It means that I wanted to wear makeup and I wanted to take a picture and I wanted to set it as my profile picture. That's what it means. But if you want to read into it, you can, but go ahead.
Okay, so no, what that tells me is that you're just covering up your skin and lying to people. That's what that says. It's not self-expression.
Well, you're definitely reading into that, but
No,
that's not the only reason why people wear makeup. And that's why I can't agree with you. You're
literally
just
lying to people.
single-minded. You can't even
Makeup.
expand to other possibilities. So the only reason a woman would wear makeup is because she's insecure about her skin and needs to cover it up. That's what you're trying to say?
Women put makeup on to cover up their skin. That's what it is. Unless you're doing something for a show like you're an artist, so you have to put it on. That's different. But everyday woman putting on makeup to walk outside, you're putting on makeup to lie to people because you're saying, "Hey, this is how I look." That's not how you look.
I'm not saying this is how I look. You knew I was wearing makeup. I didn't lie to you. All that means is I wanted to wear makeup, but you're reading into it. I can say in my line of work, when I've done people's makeup, some people might have skin issues, and some people may want to cover it up. But I wouldn't say that's most. I wouldn't say that's all. So I disagree.
How often do you wear makeup?
I would say probably more often than most women.
Okay, so there's a clear insecurity underlying if you wear it that much.
I guess. I mean, that's you assuming I disagree, but I'm not going to try to change your mind.
Look, if I love my skin and I'm not afraid to show it, I wouldn't cover it up.
Okay. Do you wear cologne?
No, I wear shea butter.
You wear shea butter. Okay. So men and women who wear fragrance, are they insecure about their smell because they're covering it up?
They want to smell good.
Right, because they like that smell.
Yeah, because so they want to smell good. You put on makeup because you want to look good. Why don't you already look good?
Why don't you already smell good if you take a shower?
Exactly.
So why
That's
do you need a
the
fragrance
issue.
if you're not insecure about your smell? You must be insecure about your smell. You must not take showers. You must smell really dirty under there, under all that fragrance, if you even need a fragrance in the first place. Does that make sense?
No. People
Should
put
we
on
start assuming that people that wear
chat,
perfume don't take showers?
chat. Is her argument valid right now, or is it crazy? Because I think it's crazy. You're trying to say people that wear cologne are insecure, like, and they
Yeah, they're
stink.
insecure because they don't take showers. They must not take a shower if they even need a fragrance in the first place.
Nah, the chat saying it's crazy. No, you're going off the deep end.
No, I'm not going off the deep end. It's a valid parallel to what you're saying. It's not because you just like the fragrance. It has to be because you're covering something up under there. Does that make any sense?
No, because look, sometimes you'll walk past somebody and you get that whiff. You're like, oh, what is that you're wearing? Or women, they'll walk past the guy and say, hey, what are you wearing? And you see that guy getting those interactions. And since you're a dude and you like women, you go ask him, hey, what are you wearing? You wear it too because you know women like that. You're trying to get women, not because you stink. It's because you're trying to attract people to you. So the makeup is totally different. You're putting that on because you're trying to attract a certain person that is not already attracted to you when you don't wear makeup.
Okay, so why can't you attract people without their perfume? Why do you need the perfume to attract people?
Nobody said I
You're trying
needed.
to attract people you couldn't already attract with your natural smell.
No, that is just see, these are just things that get people talking to you. Like this that I'm wearing, conversation starter. You smelling good, conversation starter to talk to more
Right, and
women.
makeup is a conversation starter too.
Oh, so for what purpose?
You don't think that people get compliments on their makeup and it starts a conversation? If you're saying the purpose for fragrance is a conversation starter, I can say the same thing for makeup.
Okay, but look, if you're wearing makeup all the time, because you just said you wear it more often than not, people don't actually get to see who you are for who you are. So let's say you meet a guy, you're out and you meet a guy and he meets you with makeup. Now you're going to have to put on that same image the whole duration of your relationship. Because once you take that makeup off and he sees who you actually are, there's a chance he may not even like you anymore because he doesn't even know what you look like.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. I could say the same thing about perfume.
Ma'am,
I could
so
say the
what?
same thing about hair. I could say the same thing about clothes.
Yeah,
Maybe after you take
hold on.
off your clothes, I'm not gonna like what I see.
But chat, do you guys
Maybe I
see?
approached you because I liked your style, but now that you take your clothes off, I don't like you anymore.
Hold on, everyone in the chat. Do you see how every time I make a point, she doesn't actually acknowledge the point? She just tries to make a contradiction with another point that has nothing to do with the
Because I'm
point that.
trying to show you how your logic makes no
No,
sense.
okay,
It doesn't make
no,
sense. Sure,
but
that is possible.
hold
Now
on,
what? It's
hold on.
possible I
Look,
approach you because I like
hold
your
on.
style, and now that your clothes
Yeah,
are off, I don't like you. So what?
hold on. If you sat here and you called me a part of the rainbow community, if you say I was one of those people, I would say, no, I'm not. And I would tell you, you can speak to any of the women in my life and they'll let you know I'm not a part of that community. But when I make accusations about you, you never once deny it. You always just
Because what's the point of me sitting here denying? What is that gonna do? The woman before me already did that and it served them no purpose. Oh no, I'm different. Oh no. What's the point of that?
ma'am.
Anything is possible. I'm telling you. Sure, it's possible.
Okay.
Now what?
Okay, so you're saying everything I said is a lie.
I didn't say it's a lie. I said it's possible.
Exactly. Thank you. What do you mean? What do you mean it's
I
possible?
already acknowledged that. The same way I acknowledged that
Okay.
some women that wear wigs, their hair is damaged because they're not doing it properly. I'm not denying that the wigs are doing damage, but it's because it's not being done correctly. I'm not going to deny it. But we can't say that's most, we can't say that's all. We can't say everybody has to do things a certain way because some people are doing it wrong.
Ma'am, I'm just saying that you're saying it's a possibility. That means it's true. So
Yeah,
what
it's a
else?
possibility that a man, he only liked me for my makeup, and now that I take my makeup off, he doesn't like me. In the same way, I might only like you for your style, and now I see you with your clothes off. I'm like, yeah, I don't want you anymore.
That's not how
That's the same
relationships
thing. It's possible.
work.
It's the same thing.
Okay, so tell me a story of a guy you met that he's wearing a certain clothing brand that you like, and he takes that off and you don't like him no more. Tell me that story.
Like I said, anything is possible. I'm not speaking from
No,
personal experience. Are you
tell me
speaking
that.
from personal
Yeah,
experience
tell me.
when you approached a woman with makeup and then you saw her without
No,
and then you didn't like her anymore? Are you speaking from personal experience?
Oh, I see that all the time. But let's not deflect. You tell me first, since I asked you first. Tell me the story when that happened to you.
I never said it happened to me. I'm not speaking
Thank
from
you,
personal
because you're
experience. I just
making
said
stuff
that.
up. You're
But I
making it
said
up.
anything is possible.
Bro, you're making it up. Because that's not
I
reality.
never said it was
So,
true. How can I be making it up if I never said it's true? I said it's possible.
Hold on. You're using fictional arguments that don't happen.
Yeah,
I'm
you
using
used.
And there's actual studies about the things that I say, but you're just making up stuff.
Okay, so what study?
You're go on my link tree in my bio. There's studies there.
because I obviously can't put it right here, but you guys can go check it out.
I mean, you could, but I mean, you can just paraphrase.
No, go ahead and check it out. Go on my bio. And also go on my IG. It's there too. And my YouTube.
Okay, are there any other points other than the 3?
Okay. I think we're just going to bring you down because you're not bringing any valid arguments. Like, it's pure idiocy. Whole time you're just trying to, if I say one point, we're like, oh, well, what if a guy's wearing clothes and I don't like him because he takes the clothes off? You're making the dumbest arguments. The dumbest arguments. Like, I don't know. Y'all are pitiful, literally. But let's get the next person up here. After this girl, we'll let somebody up at 5K likes. Okay, she's not connecting. All right, what is your standpoint? All right, he left too. That's crazy. People don't want the smoke. They don't. And I can understand because I just cook everybody that comes up here. Because when you're dealing with truth and lies, truth always wins. The lies don't win. Okay? You had something else to say or what?
I mean, you never really answered my question.
What is your question?
So it's possible that I can stop liking you because I see you without your clothes on and I only like you for your style. How is that not the same?
That's not possible.
That's not possible.
Because I've never seen that. You've never seen that. You just made that up.
I didn't make that up. It's very possible.
No, you did. Because you've never seen that happen in your whole lifetime. I've never seen that happen. Chat, have you guys ever seen a woman who saw a guy with clothes on? He takes those clothes off. He's wearing a different outfit and she doesn't like him because she only likes him because of that outfit. Have you guys ever seen that? Nope. 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 Nope.
So you've never seen people say that they don't like people with their clothes off and that they look better with their clothes on? You've never heard of that?
I've heard of that, but I've never heard of a woman leaving a guy because he took his clothes off.
I mean, it
Like,
can apply to
hold on,
either gender. It can apply to
So-
either gender. Most women are not doing the approaching in the first place.
I've definitely never heard of a man leaving a woman because she took her clothes off. Most times we want you guys to take your clothes off. So
I'm talking about if they
Definitely
don't
not.
like their body. I don't know why you're like purposely misunderstanding what I'm saying.
no, because obviously if a dude has a big belly when he has clothes on, when he takes his clothes off, it's still gonna be a big belly. You can still see that there. So I've heard of women leaving guys because his joint was too little. That's totally different. That had nothing to do with his clothes.
Okay. So either way, people can leave for whatever reason. What does that have to do with anything?
What are you talking about?
Because your point was men are going to leave me because they see me without makeup on and now they're going to leave. What does that have to do with anything?
We're talking about makeup and insecurity.
Right. So you're concerned about Black women's dating life and how they're going to be perceived after they take their wig off. That's the point.
The whole point has always been insecurity.
I don't think that's most or all. And I think that's what you're trying to say, and that's where we disagree.
I would say, okay, so it depends. If you wear wigs and weaves and stuff all the time and makeup all the time, there's a clear insecurity.
Okay, so if I dress up every day and I wear perfume every day, is that insecurity?
What?
Is it insecurity because you're saying any form of enhancing myself is insecurity? So is that
I
insecurity?
never said that. You keep trying to twist
So
my
what's the
words
difference?
over
I'm
and
asking what's the
over.
difference?
If I'm wearing perfume, I'm trying to smell a certain way.
Okay,
If
and why are you
I'm,
trying to smell a certain way?
if I'm wearing makeup, I'm covering up who I already am. I already look a certain way.
So
Why do I
why
need
are
to
you trying to smell a certain way? Why?
There's a scent. We went through this already.
Yeah, there's a
That's
scent that you like, the same way that there's a style that I like, the same way that there's a style
okay.
of
So
makeup or
there's
hair that I like. So
there's
how is that
okay.
any different?
So
You just
what is
like
wrong?
something, so you do it.
Hold on. What is wrong with
You're
your natural?
expressing what you like. That's it.
What is wrong with your natural face?
There's nothing wrong with your natural face. In the same way, there's nothing
So
wrong
why do
with
you
my
put on
natural
makeup?
scent.
Why do you put on makeup all the time?
It's not because there's anything wrong. It's because that's what I like to do.
I didn't say why don't you do it. Why do you do it all
Because
the
that's
time?
what I like to do.
Why do you like to put makeup on all the time?
I mean, I've loved makeup since I was little. Like that has never, it was never an insecurity thing. It was just a fun thing for me to do. And then I don't know, I just got better at it. And then I wanted to do it on other people, help other people. That's what I do on the side.
You don't feel insecure at all without
No,
makeup.
no, I like learning different techniques, different styles of it. That's just fun for me.
Chat, do you guys believe that do you guys believe a woman who wears makeup almost every single day does not feel insecure with just wearing her natural skin? Do you guys believe that's possible?
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, you can lie to me, but one thing you should never do is lie to yourself and try to make up things to justify why you do things.
I'm not lying to you. I mean,
No,
if
hold
you
on.
want to feel like you're being lied to, then that's your
Okay,
choice.
It's clear as day. If you're always
You remember we talked about expressing yourself verbally. I'm expressing myself. You're choosing not to believe it. So that's you.
ma'am, how are you expressing yourself your makeup is making
I'm
you
verbally expressing
Hold on.
myself right now, and you're not believing. So
ma'am. That's no. So you're verbally expressing what you're trying to say, or you're verbally saying things, you're verbally saying lies or expressing lies. But we're talking about your skin and the makeup
there's nothing wrong with my skin.
so why do you put makeup on all the time then?
I just told you because that's what I like to do. Like I am.
But okay, when we do something that we like, there's a reason behind it. Like if I eat chocolate every day, it's not just because that's what I like to do. It's because I like the way the chocolate tastes. I like the way it feels. There's more reasons, there's deeper reasons to where we do
Yeah,
things.
I told you I like to do it because it's fun for me. It's fun to experiment with different styles, learning different techniques, learning how to do it on different types of people. That's what I said. It's fun for me. I like to do it. There's not much more to it than that.
Ma'am, there is. And so do you wear wigs all the time too?
No, I experiment with different types of hair,
What does that mean?
different styles.
Okay, but different styles with your hair or with other hair?
Both.
What do you do most of the time?
Um, what do you mean by that? Do I wear wigs most of the time?
Do you wear fake hair most of the time? Do you wear your natural hair most of the time?
Most of the time I wear extensions.
And those are straight hair extensions, right?
Not only, no.
Okay, so what type of extensions do you wear?
Um, there's straight extensions, there's kinky straight extensions, there's curly extensions, there's all types of extensions.
How come you don't wear like 4C afro hair?
I mean, kinky straight is straightened 4C hair. So,
No, it's really not.
okay, put kinky straight hair up on the screen.
I actually don't know how to do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, most times when you guys put in these hairstyles, I'm just trying to see like why isn't it ever a 4C afro wig or anything that's
There are women that do that.
yeah, there are women, but why don't you do that most of the time?
And do you know what micro bead extensions are?
But why don't you do it most of the time?
Like I said, I do all different things. Do you know what micro bead
But
extensions
why
are?
don't you do it most of the time?
Because I like to experiment with different styles.
I think that's a bunch of BS. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Okay.
it just
So
seems
do
like
you know what
so,
micro bead
no,
extensions are?
so I'll answer that after this. But it just seems like you're constantly trying to cover up who you actually are. Extensions all the time with different types of
Okay,
hair.
you did say that
Hold on, hold on,
already,
hold on.
so
Wait. Okay. So what with whatever it is, you try to cover up with extensions that are straight, coily, kinky, doesn't matter. Makeup always covering up. There's a clear insecurity because you're always covering up. And
okay.
so you're going to say you're not insecure, but I'll answer your question, then I have a question for you. So what was your question?
Do you know what micro bead extensions are?
I think I've heard of that, but explain. What is that?
It's a type of extensions. And if you were to look up micro bead extensions, then you would know that mostly white women do it. But probably you wouldn't even know that they're wearing because you don't know what extensions look on white women. You don't know how that looks. So,
I
and
have,
these white women are spending hundreds, thousands of dollars on their microbead extensions.
ma'am, I have seen extensions on white
Right.
women.
So, and a lot of times, if it's done incorrectly, it can damage their hair.
Okay.
So, and it's possible if they're wearing these microbead extensions, it's influencing all the white little girls. Do you have a problem with white women wearing microbead extensions?
Fake hair in general, yeah, I do.
Okay. So, are you going to tell a white woman to stop wearing microbead extensions?
No,
Why not?
So let me ask the chat a question that's going to answer your question. So as a Black person, right, chat, do you think it would be more helpful for me to give tips to Becky's on how to protect their hair, or to Black women on how to protect their hair? Which one? Black women help them or help white women? Which one? Okay, same person said Becky, Black women. Same person is saying Becky, but everybody else is saying Black women. So do you see the point there? Do you see the logic?
Well, your initial statement was you're concerned about the price, that people are overspending, you're concerned about the damage to their hair, and you're concerned about influencing the little girls. But now it's changed to you want to help Black women, right? So you're finding a way to police Black women in order to help them. So it's not really anything to do with what you said. You're not concerned about little girls in general. You're not concerned about people's money in general or people's health in general. It's just when it comes to Black women, that's who you want to police.
I respectfully, I think you're really dense. Like,
But you just told me it doesn't bother
wait,
you.
wait, no, hold on, let me finish.
And you're not going to say anything to them.
Let me finish. Because as soon as I said one word, then you're trying to cut me off. I think you're very dense. Because when you first came up here and asked me why I'm doing this, I gave you points of it's hurting Black women. Literally, because the glues and the braids and the traction alopecia, negatives.
Yeah, and you will see white women making videos on the internet about how their microbead extensions rip their hair out. And you don't have a problem with it. Why not?
Let me finish. I named the negatives of how it physically hurts them.
The pockets, how it hurts their bank account, how they could save money. And then I also mentioned it hurting little girls later on. So how is this policing, and how is this negative of what I'm saying to Black women?
Because you wouldn't say it to a white woman. If that's really what you care about, the health and the little girls, why wouldn't you save the white community from hurting their hair too? If it's a woman issue and all women do these types of enhancements, why are you only saying Black women?
I just told you why.
All women wear extensions.
And the thing about it is, yes, all women do wear extensions.
Right.
But also do your research. Less than 10% of white women wear extensions and fake hair.
And where did you read that?
That is a fact. Go on my
That's
link.
not true. That is absolutely not true.
Upwards, that is a fact. I've done interviews on the street all the time. And I ask white women, do you wear extensions and fake hair? They say no. And they literally show me their hair. They show me it. They pull on it. And there's nothing there, no fake there. But I don't even have to ask the Bonquishas. You know why? Because I can literally see it in their hair.
That's not true, because Jewish women, married Jewish women, they have to wear wigs. So that alone, that's impossible. I just, the 10%, I don't know where you got it from, but I won't believe it until I see a stat.
Okay, you can do your research, and you can ask people.
There's not a stat on that. That's just simply not true.
There is.
White women wear
Look up.
tape-ins, they wear microbeads, they wear it all the time. 10%, that's not accurate.
Chat, if you guys can click off the stream really quickly, Google this. What % of Black women wear fake hair, and what % of white women wear fake hair? And let me know what you guys find. Because she's saying that
I never said that the percentage was the same. What I said is it's not 10%.
I said less than 10%.
Yeah, that's not true either.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Go do your research, chat. You guys go look it up, since I'm lying.
It's crazy. But the question was earlier, how can you tell somebody's insecure about their looks?
You can't read minds. You won't know until they tell you. You can make assumptions, but you won't know.
There's things human beings do, like psychology, that you don't have to say a word and somebody can read you on how you act and how you speak and what you do. So what would be some ways to tell if somebody is insecure about their looks?
I don't assume anything.
So you're saying it's not possible for you to meet somebody and look at how they move and how they act and what they do, and it's not possible to see if they're insecure or not by just.
I mean, I can try like to guess, but I won't know for a fact.
Okay, and what would be those ways that would be telling you that they're insecure if you had to guess?
Maybe how they operate in social settings, maybe how they interact with people, maybe by, I don't know.
Okay, and so you don't think somebody who has a problem with showing their face in public and they always want to cover up, you wouldn't say people who do that are not insecure?
I wouldn't assume that because someone's
I didn't say makeup, I just said cover up.
makeup, hair, or any form of covering up.
So you can also look this up as well, but that is a way that people show they're insecure, by constantly covering up who God made you to be.
It could be a way to try to guess. It could be a way.
Is a way.
Yeah, but it's not an accurate way. You can't just say women who wear makeup are insecure, women who do their hair insecure. That's not an accurate tool.
No, it is. It definitely is. I'm not saying women who, let's say you put on makeup for a day because you're doing some type of event. I'm not saying a woman like that. I'm talking about women like you who do it every day or like mostly all the time, clearly insecure.
I disagree with that.
That's cool. But yeah, I know what the truth is.
Okay.
All right. Any other points you're trying to make?
I mean, you haven't really like brought up like any evidence that like all people that do this are insecure, but you just keep saying it. Like, where's the evidence?
I keep telling you where it is.
Okay, so like read the statistic.
I can't click off the live and read the statistic. It won't let me do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can do that on your own in your own time.
All right.
All right. I don't know. Chat. She was so dense, like very dense. I think maybe she's just young. But I hope most of you guys don't think like her, because her arguments made no sense at all. Yeah, she definitely was triggered Gabriel. Like,
Hey,
what's going on? What's your standpoint?
hi. I just wanted to ask you something. It's just I was trying to see if I am allowed to have an opinion here. I am not Black, I'm Latina, but I have Black relatives, Afro-Peruvians actually. And there was one person in the comments calling me a thing because I'm not Black. I was just saying that, yeah, like her arguments are no. That's the only thing I was gonna say, but it's true what you said about wigs. My boyfriend, he's Jamaican, he's Black, and her mom, his mom, I'm sorry, it wears wigs, and she looks amazing. Her hair is amazing. What I don't understand is why do they wear those wigs? I love their hair. Their hair is beautiful. I mean, why?
Right. But so number one, you can have an opinion anywhere you go. It doesn't matter what other people say. It's just clearly just racism. That's all it is. Like every time somebody who's another race comes into the chat, you guys try to say a whole bunch of negative things to them, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and actually, what it's really annoying is that they are complaining about racism, and she's being racist towards me just because I'm not black. I mean, what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. And then you also asked earlier, like, why do they wear the wigs? A lot of Black women are insecure to wear their hair just because of history, like what they went through. It passed down. Their mother's not teaching them how to do their hair. They don't think their hair is beautiful. And we live in a society where other races are in charge. So there's like European beauty standards. And over time, Black women actually want to look like other races. But when you ask them, do you want to look like a Becky? They'll tell you no, but underlying they actually do. And that's why a lot of people wear wigs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to say. Just keep an eye on the comments because this one girl is just, I don't know, she's crazy or has some type of, I don't know, insecurities or something like that, or she's trying to reflect her insecurities in me. I have no idea, but yeah, just keep an eye on the comments.
Definitely. You have a good
Okay, bye-bye.
Not gonna lie, they probably just want to look like you. They see your hair, they know it's probably your hair coming out of your scalp, and they're like, hey, why doesn't my hair grow like that? It's probably what it is. Not gonna lie to you. I appreciate you, Gabriel. What is your standpoint? Is it Auntie? Yeah.
Yes, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Now, what's the question?
So basically, I'm saying it is okay if they want to do any type of Black hairstyle that they want because it's just a hairstyle. But I don't think Black women, I don't think it's okay for them to put on like wigs and fake hair.
Okay, I'm gonna just give my opinion on this, okay? Because I'll be watching some of your videos, etc. And some of them are kind of insulting, okay? So I've done both. I'm currently natural, and I've been natural for 5 years. But I've worn in my lifetime a lot of wigs, weave, etc. But it's never to emulate another race. Okay, let's always get that understood. For you to say that is very insulting. Like Black women, like why would we want to imitate another race? We clearly know who we are. Okay, so we're not trying to make ourselves out to be anything, you know what I'm saying? Because we are queens, we know who we are, and we are proud of who we are. So why would we try to be? I mean, that's the last thing in this world that I would want to be is another race. I love being a Black woman, okay? So, and I think 95 at least percent of Black women can agree with me. But anyway, going back to when I was a child and when I was growing up, now you are correct in some aspects because when I was growing up, mind you, I'm over 50 years old now. But when I was growing up, it wasn't accepted when I was a little girl and you wore your natural hair. You got picked on, you got made fun of for your nappy roots. Okay, so let's go. If you're gonna attack the Black woman for wearing wigs, let's go back. Let's go way back. You know what I'm saying? Don't just address half of the issue. You feel me?
But you don't think that, so I know you're saying that Black women know who they are,
Uh-huh.
but if they know who they are, why are they wearing other races' hair on their head?
Okay, so let me finish what I'm trying to say, and then hopefully I can line it all up for you. Okay, just follow me here. If you were picked on since you was a child, like you say, your mom taught you, I guess, how to wear your natural hair. But mind you, I'm gonna just speak for myself. I got picked on when I was coming up as being a proud African American woman. We got picked on for wearing our natural hair. So, but then, so after that point, and then when you go into the braids and you go into other things to make yourself, just look good, period. And, kind of glean away from that, you still get picked on and attacked like you do every day on your platforms. The Black woman is still getting attacked, whether we wear our real hair, whether we wear fake hair, regardless of how we wear our hair at this point, we are always getting attacked by some form of a black man. And I just want to know why, out of anybody, the white men, you cannot find a white man that's going to attack his queens in their culture. They're not going to do that. But for some reason, black men have the nerve to attack the black woman, and I don't understand it. And y'all have the same nappy roots. Now, here's the thing. Black men, they can wear, they're comfortable wearing, say, the twist and the locks and all of that. And those are cute. But say, for example, if you like to change up and switch up your style, you're not going to want to wear twists every day. I'm natural, and you know, I can come on camera right now. I mean, I'm happy with my natural roots. For the first time in my life, and I've been on this earth over 50 years, I embrace my natural beauty. But even when you embrace it, like when I wear my natural hair, I still get stares.
But let me ask you a question. How come black women only blame black men? Like it's
because you guys are the only ones that does it. You're the only one that does it.
But how come you guys don't acknowledge all the other black women that make fun of you? Because it's mostly other black women that make fun of black women.
I won't say that per se either. I want to say it's a mixture of both. And I've never, I mean, I don't think so. I disagree with that part. That, okay, I'm a black woman, I'm gonna make fun of another black woman. It's not in that form that you're trying to make it out to be right now. See, don't twist what I'm talking about right now.
No. I'm not twisting your words, but I'm saying,
okay,
how come you guys never acknowledge the black women that make fun of other black women? Because most times, black men don't really even care about your natural hair. To the point where they're going to be like making fun of you. Maybe in like middle school, because those kids, they're dumb. They do dumb things. But
yeah.
Most times it's other black women that are insecure about their hair, so they actually bully you about your hair.
I don't know. Now, I haven't been bullied since I've been an adult by a black woman. Oh, your hair, you know. And I think that's going too far overboard. But I can say, for some reason, I can say it's mostly black men, because it's all over social media all the time. It's always a black man that's got a black woman name in their mouth. Like one of the persons that just came up a minute ago, they was like, they just asked you specifically, like, why would you go to a white race and call them out on the things that they do? They do stuff too, but it, excuse me, it doesn't get highlighted the way black women issues get highlighted. It's like we're always on the map about something. You understand?
Yeah, there's tons of people on the internet that all they do is talk about whitey people, the cops, police brutality. Everybody talks about that for many years. But whenever anybody talks about, whenever somebody talks about you and your issues, then there's a problem.
Okay, let me say this. I don't think it's not a problem. First of all, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. If you want to tell me something, hey, sweetie, like somebody in the comments just said, tighten up. It's not what you say, it's how you come about saying what you're trying to say. Because you can say something to a person without trying to be insulting, without insulting them. And now let me say this. Now let's go here. How many that you know of, now you've been doing all these researches and everything, right? How many black beauticians do you know that does black natural hair? It's not that many in the world, period. Because you want to know why? A lot of people don't even know how to maintain. When I first went natural, oh my God, I couldn't even find nobody who knew what to do. They don't know what to do. So guess what? I had to train myself how to, and I had to learn, okay, my hair needs oil, it needs water. A lot of black women, and I'm just saying in our defense, because we are always being attacked. Some of them don't literally know what to do to their hair, because our hair and mine, I got 4C coarse hair. My hair is so coarse and it's so thick. And it took me a while to understand, okay, you know, God made us like this for a reason, of course. And our hair is so strong. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing, actually. And because our hair is so strong and tough. And if you think about it, that's how we are. As we are strong, we are tough as a people. And for the first time in my life, like I said, the last 5-6 years, I've learned to, truly embrace my natural beauty. But I do still go back and I wear, you know, like extensions, especially in the wintertime. I love to wear braids and stuff like that in the wintertime because your hair gonna get cold. You know what I'm saying? With your scalp just being out like that.
Do you understand why so many black men, and including me, are against the wigs and the weaves because of statements you just made like that? You can't even find a hairstylist that wants to do natural hair because they don't know how to do it. So if they keep putting this on, especially at young ages, then they're never going to learn how to do their natural hair. The traction alopecia is going to get worse. The bald edges are going to get worse because they're constantly putting on glues, wigs, weaves, sewings that rip out your natural hair. So black women never get the chance to learn about themselves because they're always putting on a wig that looks like another people.
Well, I think it's just going to take some time, but it's still, again, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Everybody have to find their own way. Like most people who go natural, first of all, if you do decide to go natural, you got to go all the way from a bald until and years of your hair growing back out again. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not want to go through with that. And some people say, hey, because I've always tried to encourage people, hey, go natural. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful feeling. And I even use this as an opportunity to say, hey, it's nothing wrong with being natural. You know what I'm saying? They say, go to sleep, grandma. You're just telling, oh, okay, that's they talking to me. You know what? I'm a proud auntie and grandma, baby. And I love it. And, you know, I wish I could encourage more people, hey, go natural and just embrace the skin you're in. And I think that's the point this young man is trying to make, but he just have a weird way of delivering the message. And your wig looks a mess, by the way, that's on your head. Now, this is my thing. If you're going to wear a wig, I mean, dang, put on a good one. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're going to attack black women for wearing wigs, what about all the black men that have the nerves to put on, not, well, you kind of, but I'm talking about the ones, these little, princey men that put on wigs. I mean, that's a subject. If you're going to address wigs, address that. So by you being a man, why don't you go to men, all these black men that wear wigs and wigs and nails and weave and makeup? I think that's a conversation you need to be having with them and not us.
Because that is
because you scared of them, right? You scared of them, right? Yeah.
Why would I be scared of a rainbow man?
Well, let me see you do a okay, tomorrow come back on and address the men, just like you're addressing the women right now, right? That will be fair, right?
There's debates on my YouTube where I debate the rainbow community. So I've done that already. But you know why I don't do a lot of those? Because a lot of that is not happening. When I walk outside, I don't see a lot of men wearing wigs and toupees and bust downs and stuff like that. But every single day, I see black women wearing fake hair. So it's a pandemic. This is worse than COVID.
You made that up. You're a good actress, though. You need to try to go on a show or something. Like, but let me see. No, you need to do something, child. But man, I think that's all I got to say. Just it's not what you're doing. I feel like it's how you're doing it. You're never going to get a point across. And that's why you have so many angry black women that don't really even care to listen to you or hear you out because of your delivery. It's not what you do, baby. It's how you do it.
But I know a lot of black women that actually do listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes, because there's many people on the internet already that's like, go natural. They just sit down in their chairs and do these YouTube videos and preach natural, and they get a little bit of views here and there, but nobody's actually listening to them. But when you have somebody who's attacking the fake hair, now they're mad at me and they're actually listening. So when you guys go to bed at night and when you guys get off this stream, you're going to still be thinking about it.
But see, no, because when a woman go to bed at night, she going to take that fake hair off. They don't go to bed with that on. So what you mean? They don't go to sleep with that on, because I know that for a fact. Nobody sleeps in weave. They just wear that for outside. Yeah, when a woman enters her home and her domain, she's snatching that mug off.
These sew-ins?
People don't really hardly wear sew-ins no more. So you got to get in touch with society. Nah. They don't.
Damn, they wear sew-ins all the time, and sew-ins you cannot take out.
Yes, you can.
I mean, you can't just remove it when you go to bed because it's sewed into your natural hair.
Yeah.
So I mean, you could take it out after you're done with it, but not like every night.
Okay.
Well, I definitely do appreciate you coming up. Keep trying to preach your message of wearing natural hair, but has anybody listened to you?
Yeah, you know what? I have actually, you know, I turn one person in at a time into going natural. You just gotta win one person at a time. And you know, I try to get people to tap into their natural beauty. I mean, it's amazing once you kind of tap into that realm because it's a different era. I've done both. Like I've worn the wigs, I've worn the weave, I've worn all kind of stuff.
But I'm glad that you don't do that anymore, right?
If I want to, I do. If I feel like I want to, you know, I love wearing braids. I don't see nothing wrong wearing braids either, even though it's fake hair. But I love still wearing braids. But I just keep it more in the natural realm, not so much like you say, okay, with the wigs every day and the over and above, you know.
Wait, why did you go natural? Like, why did you stop wearing like the wigs and stuff like that?
Good question. A few years ago, I came across another natural head, and she was like, "You ought to go natural." I was like, "No, I'm not ready. I don't think I will." I was one of those that said I'll never go natural, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. That's when I found out that okay, didn't nobody know nothing about being natural, and that was a challenge. So I had to find my own way with the products, like what products to use, and I had to find my own way with it. And it was weird because I'm like, why don't people know, you know, much about your natural hair? And it's like our hair is hidden under all that stuff. But I wish people would, you know, embrace it more. I do, because I love it. It's the best feeling in this world. It really is.
Definitely. And I bet you feel a lot more free because when you're always wearing wigs and stuff like that, I feel like you have to put on this image that people always see. So now you're always having to cover up when you walk outside, and it becomes a hassle.
Well, now I just do both. Now I don't really, now that I'm natural, I don't care for the wigs anymore like I used to. But I don't knock nobody that do though, because it's not um you know, it's not nothing just horribly wrong. Like, okay, you being fake, you being, you know what I'm saying? Because it's men that wear toupees. Like, how do you feel now with that wig on top of your head? Just tell me how you feel right now.
I want to take it off. It's itchy.
I mean, take it off. Why would you? I mean, so what? So what got you wearing a wig? I mean, I don't understand your concept with the fake wig. And you look like James Brown or something like that.
So the reason why I put this on, number one, for aspect of entertainment, but number two, to show Black women and to show people that wear these things how crazy you look.
Okay, wait a minute. I know you're trying to send a message, but that's an old hairstyle wig. That's not even a up to date wig. That's all what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand, but still, like the wigs, even the one right here, it looks crazy. But you guys, in your own mind, don't think it looks crazy. When the Beckys look at you guys, they laugh at you guys behind your back.
We don't care what they think though, because you know what I'm saying, we don't care what they think.
You don't care what they think, but you got their hair on top of your head.
It's not their hair. White women do not even have thick blonde hair like that. Not a lot of them. Their hair is very thin, and they can't do us. Like, I'm sorry, I don't
do some research though, because the finer hair is more expensive, and that's why they go to them for that. It's true. I'm not capping to you. The finer hair is more expensive, and Brazilian hair is Becky's hair, because that whole area down there in the Latin America was conquered by Portugal, and Portuguese is over there in Europe. So you guys are wearing Europeans' hair.
Okay, I'm gonna just say this, and then, baby, you just keep doing whatever you're doing if it make you feel great about yourself. But women all over the world wear weave, not just Black women. So people need to stop trying to stereotype and put down the Black woman for what we do and how we do it. But I don't care if a Black woman put on a wig, she gonna look good. So if she trying to make herself look good and ain't out in the streets looking a hot sloppy mess, then my hat's off to her.
All right, you heard it here. You have a great rest of your night.
All right, you too.
Thank you. Bro, it's just kind of crazy to me how she went natural and she's not against the fake hair. Like, come on now, you got to help me. You're supposed to be on my side because you left that in the past. So, I don't get it. I don't get it. And how are you like for black? That's what I don't understand. Black women, you guys claim to be Black Lives Matter. You guys claim to care about each other, but then you guys recommend things that harm each other. And you guys know these things are harming each other because you wear the wigs. You've seen your edges being ripped out. You've experienced breakage. But then you still recommend these things to other Black women. So do you guys really care about each other? Or do you only just care about how you look? Why do you keep saying ain't nobody getting no UK bundles? Did you not just hear what I explained to you? You guys are wearing European hair, okay? Some of it comes from Indians, Asians, and some of it is European. Let's get the likes up to 5K likes, and I'll bring somebody else up. Trey did his research. I definitely did. I appreciate that, Gabriel. But they don't think I did research. Just like the last girl that came up, I was saying that more than 70% of Black women wear fake hair, less than 10% of white women wear fake hair. And she's saying I made that up. And she never even thought to look it up. I definitely looked it up. How am I just making up numbers? Because if I was just making up numbers, I would have said that they barely less than 5% and more than 90% of Black women wear fake hair because of what I see. If I was just making up stuff. List your sources. Do your own research. You guys have phones. It's not like back in the day where we only had the encyclopedia and dictionaries and stuff. You guys do your own research. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. All right, let me let somebody else up real quick.
Hey,
What's going on? What's your standpoint?
so for me, I agree with you.
I appreciate that.
But like, I have a question.
Yeah.
So like, as a Black man, when you see like a white woman having braids, like box braids, how do you feel about it?
I don't feel any type of way about that. I
So
think
like,
that I just think that they're doing a style. Now, if they're claiming that it comes from their people and they're trying to take ownership of the style, I don't agree with that. But I don't care if they put in box.
for me, like, I live in Toronto. I'm a 25-year-old Nigerian. But like, you know, something which surprises me, like, it's when I see a Black woman with a blonde wig. And let's be honest, blonde hair is for white people. Like, it really looks ridiculous. Like, if I saw like my sister, I don't have a sister, but I have a cousin. If she wore a blonde wig, I swear to God, I would like really, really feel mad. Because like, even when people will see you, like, are you crazy? Like, that's not even your hair. Because you look horrible. And then they will get mad when they see like a Scandinavian getting braids. Like, what the fuck?
Right. It's a clear contradiction. It makes zero sense. But a girl from the past, from a past live stream, she came up and she made a very good point. She said Black women are actually mad when they put in these styles because Black women don't want to put in these styles. Black women are so uncomfortable with putting in bots or cornrows, so they call them gel braids because they think they're ugly. So then they see them doing it, now they're jealous. That's what it is. They're jealous.
Yeah, for sure. Because like when a white woman get braids, they look 10 times better than the Black woman. Sometimes, bro, let's keep it a buck, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Black man, but like sometimes it makes me mad, like, oh, coach appropriation, don't get braids, but you have a blonde wig. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, like
Not even a black wig, like a blonde one. It's crazy.
it makes no sense.
But I appreciate it.
You're welcome. What final words you got to say to the people?
I mean, they gotta love their natural hair because you're not getting bold like men. So love your natural hair. Grow out your hair.
Facts. I appreciate you, brother. Have a great night. All right, let me see. This says truth, no lies. So hopefully you're not capping.
Hopefully I'm not what?
Hopefully you're not capping about anything because it says
Oh.
truth, no lies.
Oh, no,
So
no.
what do you gotta say?
So I want to say thank you for the work you're doing. I really appreciate it. I think you're doing the Lord's work, telling people to accept who they are. When women
Amen.
of color wear styles or wigs that look European, I feel, especially when it looks terrible, it solidifies in my mind that it's a helmet of colonization.
Thank you.
When they wear their natural hair and it looks healthy, they look exotic. So they get lots of stares because it's stares of admiration.
Right.
A lot of women of color, they have, since from their youth, damaged their hair follicles through chemicals and the whatever styles that they've been forcing on their hair.
Mhm.
And this would result in them, reaching to wear a wig. But I don't think that if they were to wear a wig, they should be wearing a European style. It should look like what naturally grows out of their skull.
Exactly.
So that's what I wanted to say. I think women of color, they do suffer also from trauma, from colonization, and they're carrying on their parents' trauma. And but we are now more, well, this generation, they're embracing their differences, their cultural heritage. So there shouldn't be an excuse anymore of why people don't feel comfortable in their skin.
Right.
And we're more accepting now. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. And I think you made a very great point. Just because a lot of Black women come up here and say, oh, we're not trying to be like other races by wearing hair that looks just like theirs. But ask yourself this question. If we were never colonized, do you really think Black women would be wearing straight hair blonde wigs? And it should be no, hopefully, unless you're lying to yourself. Because in our societies, you would never see another blonde person unless they're albino, because we're not living with the Melanesians that naturally grow blonde hair. And by the time they get to adulthood, the blonde hair is gone. So only the children that are Melanesian grow blonde hair. But besides them and besides albinos, you do not see Black people that grow blonde hair. So it's clear as day that you guys are getting it from Europeans, but you guys claim you don't want to be like them. I think consciously, you guys don't want to be like them, or you think you don't want to be like them, but consciously, you guys want to be exactly like them. So I definitely appreciate you coming up. Do you have any last words to say to the people?
Not really, but thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You have a great night.
You too.
Bye. Yeah, it's definitely crazy. You guys trying to claim you don't want to be like them, but I'm waiting for somebody to come up and say that this is cultural appropriation, because Black women are literally committing cultural appropriation every day, not just with the blonde wigs, but with every single wig that you put on your head. It's cultural appropriation. Let me see.
All right. So if you want to join, or if you have a disagreement, go ahead and join or request to join. Kim, I see you requesting, but I let you up twice and your
points weren't valid, bro. Like, you made the worst points out of anybody that came up tonight. I'm not gonna lie. All right. All right. So if anybody has a disagreement, join. Yeah, her name was Truth No Lies, and she came up here spewing no lies at all. That was actually good. Like, because I thought she was gonna say something. I thought she was gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. but she didn't. So I was surprised. Let's try to get the likes up to 10K likes.
I don't think she's connecting. I don't know why. Yeah, Kim, try to request again. Because it's not letting me bring you up. I don't know why.
Okay,
All right.
hello.
So
Hello.
the chat wants you to turn your camera on too.
Okay, that's not what this is about. So I
Oh,
read your source.
Hold on. You're saying you don't want to do that?
No.
Okay. Continue.
Okay. So I read your source. Nowhere does it say that they even asked Black women why they wear extensions, and nowhere does it say majority of them wear it because they're insecure. And then I also read the part about 10%. The whole survey is just inaccurate, and it doesn't even account for. It's a very small sample size from one state. It's uneven amounts of women from all different races. Like they took 73 women here, 60 something women here, and then they're all different ages. It literally says most of the Latinas were older and most of the Black women were younger. It's like all over the place. So they didn't keep all the variables the same. So it's just not accurate. You can't use this study as a valid source.
Let me say something. So, chat, let me speak to you guys really quickly. Every single time I've ever brought up any stat or study or anything of the sort, Black women, or not Black women, but anybody who's against it, they always, so at first they say, oh, you're lying. But then when I bring up the stat, oh, the stat is not right.
Yeah,
So-
because it's a small sample size from one small area, and it didn't even do all the same variables. How is that accurate?
Okay, so we can find inconsistencies in any stat that's out there. So should people just stop doing stats now?
No, it just has to be accurate if you're going to use it as a source. You have to say that it's a small sample size, and you have to acknowledge all these things before you try to use it. Like, that's just...
No, I don't, because there's a clear stat. It says less than 10%. You saw the stat. Now because at first you claim...
Yeah, I read it, and then I read further, and I see all the incongruencies and why this can't be used as a source.
At first you claimed, you said I was lying, and you said I made it up. And then you actually...
Yeah, I'm lying, and now I see why it came to the conclusion of 10% because they couldn't keep the variables the same. That's how they got there.
Hold on, wait. You try to...
It's not the truth. That source said that. That's the conclusion.
Now you try to discredit the truth. Why do you do this?
Because it's not truthful. If you don't keep the variables the same, then you cannot use it as a source. That's the conclusion they came to. I'm not denying that. That's what they wrote down. But it's not accurate. You can't use this to say this exemplifies how women are nationwide, and this is an accurate source. This is the accurate breakdown, because it's not true. You need to keep women within the same age range from, like, if you want to say this is women overall, then at least take women from across the nation and use more than just a couple women from each one. And then the Asian women weren't even from the country. They were all Vietnamese from out of the country. It was all over the place. And then I read another source, and then I read another source saying something completely different. And of course, this one...
What state was it? You said it was one state that they...
Yeah, from California. It was just a couple people from every race, and the Asian people were from out of the country. And it was all different numbers, all different ages.
Obviously, they cannot survey everybody in California or everybody in a specific state. But out of the survey that they did, they figured out more than 70% of the Black women were wearing fake hair and less than 10% of white women.
Self-reported studies that are operated like this aren't accurate. This isn't accurate. So now you're spreading this all around and it's not even true.
It's
I read
it's
another
lit-
source, excuse me, I read another
it's
source,
literally
which was
accurate.
another self-reported study, which was why we don't use self-reported studies in debates because it's not accurate. And it said something completely different. It literally said that almost a third, they've said 34% of the white women reported wearing extensions and 84% reported that they don't tell people that they wear extensions. So that's why we don't use it.
Look, so you guys can do your own personal studies as well, since you just don't believe things. But
I mean, you told me to read it, so I read it, and what I'm telling you
hold
is
on,
it's not accurate.
no, you guys can literally go down the street, go outside, spend a couple hours outside, interview every black woman you see. You don't even have to interview black women. You can just look at them and tell, okay, fake hair, fake hair, fake hair, fake hair. And then if you can't tell if a white woman is wearing a wig or extensions or not, you guys can interview them, tell them to do tests like pulling their hair and things like that, and see if they're actually wearing fake hair. Because I've actually done this myself, and way more black women wear fake hair than. So let me ask you a question though. Would you say it's equal to the amount of white women and black women that wear fake hair, or would you say more black
No,
women?
I never said that.
No. I'm asking you a question though. What would you say?
I would say it's more black women. I never denied that. I said that already. But what I'm saying is it's not 10%. I knew
Okay,
that wasn't accurate just hearing it. And then when I read it, I knew even more that it wasn't
it's
accurate.
literally less than 10%.
It's not.
I mean, if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. You don't have to believe it. But they did the research. You didn't.
That's not proper research. That's what I'm telling you. I know you read it, so you know what I'm talking about. You're not denying that it was all over the place, right?
No, it was not all over the place. They did.
Okay, so then you need to reread it.
No, I don't. I already read it. That's why I told you what it said.
My God, it literally says right there, they took all different numbers from every race. They didn't even keep the number of the women the same. So how are the percentages going to be accurate? And then all different ages from all over the place. How is that accurate?
Why does it matter the age?
Because they need to keep it the same. At least have the same number of women in a certain age range in one group as the other group to keep it even.
Age doesn't matter.
They literally said most of the Latina women are older and most of the black women are younger. How is that going to be accurate? If you're going to keep it diverse, keep it diverse. You can't be all over.
So most of the black women were younger. That's what you're saying.
That's what it said. It specified all the different ways they didn't keep the variables the same. It said that right above where it said 10%.
Don't most older black women wear wigs? Like,
I don't remember which one they said was older and younger. I just remember it was all over the place.
okay, but you just said that. Now you're saying you don't
What
remember.
I said is that they have to keep the
Nah,
variables the same.
You're cooked, bro. You're cooked. Because now you're just making up stuff.
So are
Like,
you
come on.
denying that they need to keep the variables the same?
They don't have to. It's about the race.
So if I'm trying to see if mostly black men do a certain thing or white men do a certain thing, and I'm only using 10 black men and 70 white men, is that going to be an accurate survey?
Wait, say that again? I wasn't listening.
If I'm using 10 black men for a survey and 70 white men to compare black men to white men, is that going to be an accurate survey?
That's not what they did.
And what if the black men are in their 20s and 30s and the white men are in their 40s to 60s? Is that going to be an accurate survey
It
to
depends on
compare
what the
black men to
survey
white men?
is.
No,
depends
it's
on-
all over the place. That's what I'm trying to
It depends on
say.
what the survey. But look, the point.
And mind you, not
Hold
only
on,
that,
hold on,
it's
hold
going to
on.
be black men.
Hold on. The point is, way more black women wear fake hair than white women do. That's the point.
Yeah, I'm not denying that, but what I said is
Okay,
it's not
so that's all we
10%,
need to
and
know.
nowhere does it say it's because
That's
that they're
all we need
insecure.
to
You said
know.
I was going to find that in there, that all I have to do is look it up. It's nowhere does it
Okay,
say
so-
it's because they're insecure.
So what percentage would you say that white women wear fake hair?
What percentage of white women?
Yes.
I would say it's somewhere between 20 and 30%.
Okay. And what studies have you done? And tests and surveys have you done?
But that's just from what I've seen in my area. I haven't been all over the world, so.
Okay, so but what surveys have you done?
What surveys have I done? I'm talking about women I've interacted with and what I've seen, but once again, that's not an accurate source.
So you haven't done any surveys or any tests or studies?
No.
Okay, so what you're saying is supposed to be valid, and so you want me to
Never
more.
said it was
Hold on,
valid.
hold on, hold on.
I
No,
just
no.
told you how it's not
Wait,
valid.
wait. Because you said when I first said 10%, you're like, oh no, you're lying. That's not true.
Yeah, because I know it's not 10%.
Okay, so hold on. People that actually were doing hard research and surveys on this topic,
That wasn't
I'm not
hard
supposed to
research.
believe them. I'm not supposed to believe them, but I should believe you with your 20 to 30%.
Yeah, I know he didn't read the full article. That's why he doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Answer my question though. I'm supposed to believe you, but people that read a whole article about it, I shouldn't believe them.
Did you read the full article?
I should believe you, but not them.
Did you read the full article? You can believe the article if you read it properly.
Okay, so I should believe them or believe you, but not them.
Do you believe them when they say that they took different amounts of women from Vietnamese women from Vietnam and then everybody else from California and all different ages? Do you believe them when they say that?
So I should believe you, but not believe them.
Do you believe them when they say that?
I don't know why you keep asking me questions to my question. That's not how you answer a question. Do I believe?
I believe the survey, and I believe what they say in the survey, and that's how I know it's not accurate. I believe every word. I believe that they conducted this survey, yes.
Do I believe you or do I believe
But
them?
do I believe that it's a representation of women? No.
Yo, chat on YouTube. Do y'all think that she gonna answer my question? Chat on TikTok. Do y'all think she gonna answer has she answered my question yet? Or am I just crazy? Y'all let me know. She's a victim? Yeah, bro. She might be a victim.
So you're saying this is an accurate source because that's what you're basing this whole thing on.
Why are you asking me questions if you're not going to answer my questions?
So why did you say that I was going to find in there that it said Black women are insecure and that's why they're wearing wigs when it doesn't say that?
Because you're not answering my questions, but you want me to answer your questions.
Okay, what's your question?
Do I believe you or do I believe them? Which one should I pick?
I believe it too. I believe that they conducted a survey. I believe every word.
You're still not answering the question.
Yeah, you can believe it. You can believe whatever you want to believe.
But okay, I asked you a specific A-B question. You or them? Who should I believe?
Believe the survey. Believe that they conducted it how they say they conducted it. Believe it.
Thank you. I rest my case. Now, what are you trying to say?
So why did you say I was going to find in there that it says Black women wear wigs because they're insecure when it didn't say that?
Did I say that?
Yes, you did. You said all I have to do is look it up, read my source. It's in my link tree.
Look, there's a lot of sources in there, and it could have been in there. But if not, do your own research.
Okay, so it's not in there, and that's not true. Because your whole point is it's insecurity.
Oh, so I said Black women that do it all the time are insecure.
Yeah, and where did you find that information?
Do your own research. And you can use common sense and logic too. You don't need a research for everything. Or a piece of research or literature for everything.
So common sense told you that Black women are insecure.
Think about it, right? I have hair. I have a face. But I would rather cover that up all the time, 360 days of the year. But I'm not insecure. I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. I love who I am. But I cover up myself all the time, and I don't want people to see who I actually am. When I walk outside, I don't just go outside with my bare face. I go outside with a face full of makeup. Not just light contouring or light foundation, thick makeup. How am I not insecure?
Okay, so we're on TikTok, right? And I'm sure you're aware that there are women that make makeup tutorials and do videos of them doing their makeup, are the before, like most of the time, the before to me, they look perfectly fine. They're pretty before all the makeup. They're just doing it because that's what they want to do to enhance, not because they need to cover anything devastating, right?
No, not right. Women on
Okay.
TikTok do that because they have a personal brand or they have an account where they're making money from, or this is their business. This is why they're doing it. If people were not watching them, they would not just be sitting on TikTok all day, playing with their makeup. No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, but that's what they do in their personal lives too. They do makeup the same way. Even when it's not on the camera, you're saying every time that they put on makeup, it's because they're going to be in front of the camera, or are you saying they wear it other times because they need to cover it up and only on the camera is when they look good?
What I'm saying is they put it on when they're on the camera and they put it on when they're going out into society because of insecurity. Because women do not, maybe here and there, you guys put on makeup just to test something new out. But you're not sitting inside all day playing in makeup and putting makeup on your face.
I'm not saying that either.
So look, it's clear as day. You put on makeup because you're trying to look a certain way to other people. Because if you wanted to put on makeup because it just makes you happy and this is my passion, you would just do that by yourself without showing anybody. But women don't.
That takes a different level of liking it. The people that are really passionate about makeup, they do that. Other women just do that because that's what they want to do when they go out. The same way that they want to dress up and wear perfume and do their hair. It's just how they want to present themselves, and I don't see a problem with that. And just because that's the way you want to present yourself doesn't mean you're insecure about yourself.
Yes, it does, though. If you're doing that here and there, like maybe once a month, 3 times a year.
What if I want to do that every day?
It's insecurity.
I disagree. I don't know how else to explain it to you.
I mean, you can disagree.
The people, I just told you I'm a makeup artist, and you're saying I adopted a love for makeup because I needed a way to cover up my face. Right? And so I just showed you an example of women showing their before and after, right? They look perfectly fine before. They made makeup their entire brand, right? That's what they do. I'm sure you've seen it. They look beautiful before and after, and they wear makeup even when they're off camera. And you're saying it's what?
Okay,
insecurity?
So what is the role of a makeup artist?
To do makeup.
To do makeup how?
However the client wants it.
The client. A makeup artist does makeup on other people. That doesn't have anything to do with why you put on makeup.
Okay, so now makeup artists aren't allowed to wear makeup or else they're insecure.
Chat. Put yes or no. Do you guys, am I making stuff up, or does she keep twisting my words? Because
how did you come to this conclusion? All you're saying is because you do it all the time, and you're not saying how you came to this conclusion.
When did that ever come out of my mouth? I never said that. No, because you're saying, yeah, she's not getting it exactly. You're saying that you put on makeup because of your passion to be a makeup artist. A makeup artist.
Yeah, because I love makeup.
Wait, let me finish.
I said I love makeup initially.
Let me finish. A makeup artist puts makeup on other people. So why are you using that as a reason of why you put makeup on your face?
So you asked me why I wear makeup, and I told you I've always loved makeup from when I was little, and that progressed into me doing it more and more, learning different styles, different techniques, going to get education on it, and then doing it on other people. That's what I'm saying. It started with just me liking makeup, liking to do it. It didn't stem from insecurity. That's what I'm saying.
But my question originally was, why do you put on makeup every single day now? And you mentioned
because that's what I like to do, period.
No, it's an underlying insecurity if you do it every day. Do you have any pictures? Do you have any pictures on your page without makeup?
I don't post anything. I'm not a social media person. I don't post this stuff.
So you don't have any Instagram photos?
No,
Are you lying?
I don't use Instagram.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. You can literally look, there's nothing on this page because I don't care about posting.
Yeah, on this page, but so you don't have any pictures on any social media.
No, I'm a makeup artist for a brand, so I don't need to post to like market myself.
But no,
I work for a beauty brand.
people don't use Instagram, or not everybody uses Instagram to market themselves. They
Yeah,
just
I
post.
don't use it, period, because I don't care about social media.
But you have accounts. So what do you just use it for? To
Yeah, I
show
have
up?
this one picture.
Okay. Do you have
Is that a
makeup on-
lie too? That's a lie too.
Do you have makeup on right now?
Yeah, because I went to work today and I didn't take it off yet.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
So would you ever go to work without makeup?
No. Because I'm insecure, right? Like,
So everybody at your job has seen you with makeup. Have they ever seen your natural face? No.
partially,
Yeah.
not entirely.
Exactly. So look,
So I'm insecure.
partially, yes, but I'm trying to make you realize it too, because I think you're lying to yourself.
I'm not
Because-
lying to myself.
No.
So you didn't ask me why I wouldn't go into work with no makeup. There are a few reasons for that. One,
but-
because, excuse me, one,
No,
because,
no, what do you mean, excuse me? I was speaking before you. You cut me off. So you can pause. Excuse you. But you have not seen, or nobody has ever seen you at your job without makeup. So it's due to insecurity, because you cannot tell me.
oh my God. I was literally just going to explain it. Now you're going on with the insecurity.
Hold on. So you cannot tell me that you would not feel some type of way showing your natural face, knowing in your head that everybody at your job has never seen your natural face. And
Okay,
on your
sure, yeah, insecurity.
on your profile pic, this is thick makeup. So not even we know what you look like.
Okay.
Go
Are you
ahead.
done? Yeah.
Go ahead.
So there are a few reasons for that. One, because it's just like partially a part of, like, when you're a face of a company, that's just part of it. And the other thing is because I want my clients to trust that I know what I'm doing. And I've had clients specifically tell me, oh, I've chosen you over other people because of the way you do it. Some people like a certain style or want to know you have a certain skill unless they see it on you. If you look like you don't know what you're doing or they're not sure, they're less likely to trust you. Does that make sense?
So you're telling me that
It's in the same way like financial advisors, if they're broke and they're not having a luxury lifestyle, why would you trust them?
nobody
That's
looks
what I'm
at-
saying. If they don't know what I can do, then why are they going to trust me?
Nobody shows their bank account to people they're trying to work with. That
You
was
know
very-
exactly what I'm talking about. Stop being
Yeah,
obtuse.
but so how often do you go to work?
I only work part-time.
So like, I mean, how many days out of the week? 2, 3, 4, 5?
Typically like 20 hours a week.
So but how many days do you have off of work?
3 or 4 depending on the week.
Okay. So do you hang out with friends outside of work?
I'm a student.
So do you wear makeup to school as well?
If I want to, yeah. I mean, I'm on break right now, but yeah, why not?
I didn't ask if you want to. I said, do you?
Yeah.
So would you go to school without makeup?
Most of the time I don't.
So that has nothing to do with your job. So why do you wear makeup to school?
Because that's what I want to do.
Okay, so
Like that's
Right.
literally, there's not much more to it.
'Cause before you tried to make the excuse, oh, I need to do this because my clients see my face, but school has nothing to do with your passion or makeup or
Yeah,
anything.
because I said I would never. And I'm telling you why I would never, because that's what's the point of me doing that? That's only hurting me.
Okay, so but why wouldn't you wear your natural face to school?
I never said I never did, but most of the time I don't, because that's what I like to do.
Okay, so has anybody in your class seen your face?
Yeah,
How often?
not often.
I don't even think we have to say anything anymore. It's just obvious to me and it's obvious to the chat.
Do you have any other standpoints about the, like,
So do you think this is cultural appropriation?
Um, do I think it's cultural appropriation? Me personally, I don't really care what other women are doing, how other women express themselves. That's not really my business. Like, I'm not going around like, why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? But I understand the frustration from Black women when um, certain white women do it, either because they try to change the meaning behind a style, or um, like claim it as their own and profit off of it, um, or they don't understand the historical context behind it, and then they're disrespectful with it. That I understand,
Black women do the same
but
thing.
I really don't care otherwise. I just mind my own business.
But Black women take other people's culture and they don't understand their historical context. They do the same thing. So isn't that
Okay.
hypocritical?
So, in what way?
Wearing wigs?
um,
Do you know where wigs
yeah.
originated? Egypt, right?
Okay. Egypt is in Africa.
Right. So let's stop
Egypt
there.
is in Africa.
Right. Let's stop there. What makes a culture? Culture comes from an ethnic group, not from a race. So just because they were Black and she's Black doesn't mean they had the same culture. So when she's putting on a wig that originated from Egyptian culture without understanding why they put wigs on, she's appropriating Egyptian culture. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I don't know about that one,
No,
but
she is. Look, because there's different ethnic groups within white people, Black people. Not all Chinese, not all Asian people are the same. There's Chinese, Japanese. There's people from Ghana. There's people from Somalia. Ethiopians have their own cultures, even though they're all Black people. So I can't just do things from a Ethiopian's culture just because we have the same skin. It doesn't work that way. So when you guys put on wigs and weaves, not understanding why Egyptians did it, which is not the same reason why they do it today, you guys are appropriating Egyptian culture.
okay, so why did they do it then? And how are people either, stealing credit or, disrespecting the culture when they do it today?
Well, because Egyptians wore wigs because there were hierarchical standards. The kings and the queens wore wigs as a form of hierarchy. Not the everyday people did not walk around wearing wigs and weaves because they didn't feel like doing their natural hair or because they didn't have time. They didn't do that. That would be disrespectful to the kings and queens in their society.
Okay, so it's a status symbol. Okay, so when people do it today, how do they disrespect Egyptian culture?
Because they're doing it just because I'm trying to put on a style. The same way you guys say they're doing cultural appropriation, it's the same thing. You guys say, oh, I don't feel like doing my hair. Not realizing why the actual people that invented it why they did it. So they don't know the historical context. You didn't know, and most Black women don't know.
Okay, somebody said something about lice. I don't know. I don't know about that. I've never heard an Egyptian person say that it bothered them or anything like that, but that's interesting.
Well, lice.
And I think that, when we talk
Everybody
about
knows.
like the historical context behind braids, I think that goes a lot deeper than being a status symbol. It wasn't to be a status symbol. It was more like survival. So when white women do what they do and they call it Kim K braids and all of that, I understand why, that can bother some people.
Okay, but everybody knows. Somebody mentioned lice. Those weren't Black people that were getting lice. It was other races that were getting lice. So I don't know what that meant. But it's literally the same thing. You guys are appropriating Egyptian culture, and you guys say they appropriate Black culture. So if you guys want them to stop, you guys got to stop wearing wigs. It's as simple as that. And I was the first person to say that. So anybody on the internet who tries to take that, it originated here. But yeah.
Okay. I mean, I just, yeah, it was survival. I don't know. I don't really see a problem with that. If it's a status symbol, like, I don't know. I'm not really seeing like why that would bother people, because that's not why they use it today, and I've never heard anybody say it was a problem. So I don't know.
Say what was.
And plus, it's in Africa, so. And the thing is too, I feel like if you're giving people credit, it's not really a problem. Like if you're giving people credit, but if you try to rename it, that's where the problem comes in. I feel like if Black people, if that's true, like I don't know if that's true, if they knew that and they would give them credit. But when white people, you tell them they're being disrespectful or whatever when they do certain things, they're like, oh no, I started this, and they're not willing to acknowledge that. And so that's like erasure of Black culture.
Because they didn't do their research, just like Black women didn't do their research. It's the same thing.
Right, but rather than being defensive, because the thing is, they know that mostly Black people do that. So they're doing it because they're copying. It's not just mostly Egyptian people wearing wigs. That's not how it is now. So they're just being disingenuous when they say, oh no, white people started this or whatever.
Yeah, we're not, the argument is not who started it. The argument is just wearing the hairstyle. That's what it is. So they say, Black women say that they're committing cultural appropriation when they just simply wear the hairstyle. And I'm saying it's the same thing when they
Yeah, I know some people feel that way. I don't really care that way about them just wearing it. I have my own problems.
Okay. Let me see. 1 second.
Hold on, so I'm gonna bring you down for now. I have somebody else requesting right here. And all right, what is your standpoint?
So, well, first, hello. And I agree with what you're saying. I think that well, I'm natural. I have locks. I've been natural since 2016, 17. And honestly, I feel like it was the best decision I ever made. You know, I was never like a heavy wig wearer or anything like that, but I used to have relaxed hair. I cut all my hair off with, short, natural, TWA, teeny weeny afro. And I felt like it was just something that I needed to do for myself, because I felt like I never knew what my real natural hair looked like, because I was always getting relaxes when I was young. So, and everybody in my family had already went natural. I was the only one still holding on to the perms. So I let it go, and to be honest, I felt like everything as far as like emotional intelligence, other things, aspects in my life, I felt like I was doing well in those aspects, but I feel like I wasn't being true to myself. Now that's just my perspective. But once I got rid of the perm and I just straight natural all the time, I felt free. I don't know, like it's something about just knowing that you're just being your authentic self. And I know I'm not trying to say that people who wear wigs aren't being their authentic self, but in the same sense, it's kind of like, I do agree. I do feel like if you're wearing, I know a lot of women who have natural hair and they wear the wigs most of the time. And they say, oh, it's for protective styling, which don't get me wrong. I know if you have loose natural hair, it's hard to take care of, like, you know, the combing, detangling, wash days taking like hours. If you have a busy career and stuff like that, like it can be tough. However, it does come into question whether or not you are appreciative or if you are self-aware. Like, do you like yourself because you're always wearing hair that emulates another culture? Because they have curly wigs, they have, you know, wigs that have our type hair. And I see people in the comments saying like, oh, there's Black women who have hair types that are outside of 4-3. And I'm like, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but that's like an anomaly. Like, majority of Black women have kinky curly hair. Like, I feel like you're being disingenuous when you say stuff like, oh, people have blonde hair, like these tribes with blonde. Like, you don't see a lot of African Americans running around here with blonde hair naturally, like unless you're albino, like you said. So, like, I feel like we just need to be honest with ourselves. Be honest with yourself right now. Like, if you don't like the hair, just say you don't like hair. Like, you know, try to figure out a way to cope with that because it's yours. You know, that's how it grows out of your head. And another reason why I just don't like it is because when we think about how much money African American women are spending in these industries with the wigs and the like sew-ins and tracks and stuff, that money is not going to our community because the communities that monopolize those businesses, they're taking the money. So, and a lot of them don't like us. So I'm just like, why are you running to spend your money with communities that don't appreciate us? They talk about us, treat us badly. Like, you just have negative experiences or interactions with those people. So it's like, why are you going to go spend your money with them? And I've even seen stories or little, I guess, like documentaries where women were saying like Black women wanted to go into that industry where they can have their own beauty supply stores and stuff like that and get a lot of the products that the other communities have, but they are getting closed out. Basically, they're not being able to participate in that in those transactions, trying to purchase, you know, those items. And that's why when you do go to a lot of Black-owned beauty supply stores, the pricing of the items are more expensive than the other communities because they're not getting those deals, or, you know, they're not able to, they're being disenfranchised is what I'm trying to say, from being able to provide the same service as the other places. So we tend to go to those beauty supply stores from the other communities because it's less expensive, which I understand, like, times are hard, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just ranting, but as a community, as Black women, sometimes I just wish like we could just be like, we tired of it. We tired of y'all treating us this way. We just gonna, you know, stick together and like make a stand for something that is important. Like, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I mean, it's wishful thinking.
It doesn't make any sense to me either, but I don't know. It's just, what really doesn't make any sense is that they're still wearing the wigs and the weaves. Like, I can understand back in the day where like Black people couldn't get jobs. So they like literally had to straighten their hair and wear like straight wigs and stuff to conform to society. But today we have different laws in place to where they don't have to do that anymore. And then we also have YouTube as well that can teach you anything that you want to know, as far as like doing your own hair. So to me, there's really no excuse for you to still be putting wigs on, doing perms and things like that. So Black women that are still doing this stuff today, it's just clear that you guys just you don't care about like black people and your own society. You just care about what's trendy, basically. So I don't.
Exactly. I agree with that. And I also think like we as a community sometimes can be like very individualized. We try to have like an individualized mentality. Like people are like, well, I don't care about if they, this other black woman was treated badly at a store from a kid, at a beauty supply store with another community. That has nothing to do with me. What has to do with me is the fact that I want this wig, I want this 30-inch bust down, and I'm gonna go get it installed, and I'm gonna go buy it from them because that has nothing to do with me. But it's like as a community, we got a lot of things that we need to fix. So it's like, stop worrying about other communities, worry about our community. And I hate to say it like this, but we are not in a position to be privileged to say we need to be individualized. Like we're not in that place right now. We need to be working together so that way we can fix our own issues.
Right, that's facts. And somebody in the YouTube chat just said black women wear more fake hair than they ever did in the past. And I think that's true as well, because like even if you look at like history, like back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you don't see a lot of hair like that. Like obviously some black women have the wigs and the curly like Afro wigs and stuff like that. But today it's just crazy how much I see. Like, and then a lot of you guys in the comments be saying my wig looks crazy, but how come y'all don't be saying that to the black women that have all these frizzy like straight hair wigs and things like that? Because I see that every single day when I go to like Walmart and different grocery stores.
Also, I agree with you about like people wearing wigs more now than they did back then, because I'm a millennial. I'm 35, so when I was in school, like if you wore a wig, that was something like the aunties did, like older people would do, because their hair, they got older, they probably was sickly, couldn't do their hair, or their hair was thinning or whatever. Like you would have got roasted if you had wore a wig when I was in school. So like now people wearing the wigs, I know times change, I don't want to sound like okay boomer, like like an old person, but that's true. And honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was younger, like maybe like even in my early 20s, and like when I was a young adult, I've noticed that compared then to now, there are more women with thin edges and don't have edges and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I think it's because of the wigs. Like the edges are disappearing compared to back then when most women had edges. I mean, I don't know if it's because of wigs or traction alopecia from, because they braid the hair underneath the wigs too. So, I mean, that could be an issue also.
Yeah, definitely. Because yeah, the cornrows can rip out the edges, and then on top of that, like all the glues, and they be using like extreme glues as well, like Gorilla Glue and stuff. So yeah, it's all a negative. It's only going to hurt you. Like right now, of course, it's going to be the new hot thing. So you're going to feel good doing it. But most things that have a temporary benefit are going to hurt you in the long term. But people don't really look at their future. They just look at like what's hot right now, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yes, I definitely agree. But thank you for having me up. You were gonna say something? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what last words do you have for the people?
That's what I was gonna do. My last words. But so basically, all I'm saying is that I understand like women, you want to have that different style. You want to, one day you have the straight, one day you have the curly, one day you have. But at the end of the day, like you have to make sure you're taking care of your hair. That's the first thing. Second thing is like just be aware, be very conscious about like the things that you're doing, and realize like, hey, I haven't worn my hair. It's been, a whole 365, and I only wore my real hair maybe 20 days out of the 365. Like, am I okay? Like with my natural hair? Like, and I'm not saying that to try to be controlling, but I'm just saying it as like to be honest. Like we have to be honest with ourselves. Do you love your true self? Because that's the question. It's just like what I think you were asking the other young lady, like, if you were to wear something, if you didn't like your face and you wore makeup every single day, do I really like how I look? And I agree with that. Like, I know there's so much like pressure from like social media and like back then, trying to compare back then to now is, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's apple to oranges, but it is a little bit different because people do have like, especially younger people have a bigger influence that is being pushed on them versus like when we grew up, because we just had like, you know, MySpace and like music videos and stuff like that. But now they have Instagram, Facebook, you know, everything like that. So I think that I understand, I'm being understanding, but I also want to say still, you know, just be conscious about the choices that you're making. Are they your choices, or are you just trying to follow a trend? Do you really love your true self, or are you just, you know, just trying to fit in? So that's it.
Definitely. I appreciate you coming up. You have a great night.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate all the gifts, you guys. Let me see really quick. All right. All right. What is your standpoint?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry to say this, but I've never seen somebody like you my whole life. I mean, you know, you're very rude about how black women's got ugly hair, you know, and things like that. You
When did
know,
I?
I
When?
think,
Whoa.
no, listen, I
Hold on. When did
think
I ever
you
say that?
have a problem.
When
You
did
know,
I say
I don't think you like your own race. You're very insecure about yourself. So you're just, I don't know. Why does it bother you if black women wear wig?
Wait, hold on. Chat on YouTube. Did y'all ever hear me say that black women's hair is ugly? Because I never said that.
No, I'll share the video for you.
You'll share the video when I said black women's hair.
You was asking people who's got the ugliest hair. You know,
Okay.
you was asking those young boys, I don't know. You know, I mean, what is wrong with you? Why does it bother you?
Ma'am,
I mean, does
if
your
I-
mother wear wig?
you cannot
Does your
take that
mother wear
video.
wig?
Hold on. You cannot take that video and twist what I said. I asked them, who do you guys think has the ugliest hair out of any race? And a lot of people say black. They always say black. But then my next question is, if black women have the most beautiful hair, then why do they wear other races' hair? I never once called black women's hair ugly. I'm just trying to make you guys think. If you guys have the most beautiful hair, then why are you guys wearing other races' hair?
Well, I don't wear wig, but I'm just saying, you know, why does it bother you? I mean, why? Why do you make it like it's your problem?
Well, it's not only my problem, but a lot of us would just want to see the black women's natural hair. Every other race on this planet Earth, Asians, white people, Indians, they all get to see their race's natural hair and natural beauty and everything like that. And then, yes, we know some of them do wear wigs and weaves, not weaves really, but some of them do wear wigs and extensions, but it still looks like their natural hair. Black women are really the only ones that wear fake hair that looks like other races' hair.
Yeah, but not all of them.
Yeah, I'm not
Not
saying all of them, but a lot of them, especially today, and this bust down culture and all this, like it's very predominant.
Well, I just want to say you need to be careful what you're saying, you know.
Why? Why do I need to
No,
be careful?
you do. You can't just go around and say who's got the ugliest hair. You know, I heard you saying that, you know.
Yeah, I did say who has the ugliest hair, but even if I said something negative, why can't I say it?
I mean, what's your problem? They can wear a wig if they want to, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but I'm just saying if I say something or if I want to say something, you guys can't stop me from saying what I want to say.
Well,
So you say what to do.
well, let them wear a wig then. Let them wear a wig. That's not your problem.
Nah,
That's not your business.
If I see something wrong, I'm gonna speak out against it.
Well,
So wait, you don't wear wigs? Why don't you wear wigs?
well, I don't. I don't wear wig.
Why not though?
I don't need to wear wig.
Why don't you? Why not?
Why should I wear wig? Tell me why.
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Why don't you wear a wig? I'm not saying you have to, but I'm trying to see why you don't wear wigs.
Well, if you look at my picture, can you not see my picture? No, I don't need to wear a wig.
Right. So you're saying that you don't wear wigs because you have hair, right?
Yeah, of course I've got hair. I mean, everyone's got hair. It's
And
just
you
that.
and you like your hair, right?
Fun?
You like your hair. Am I right?
Yeah, of course.
So that's the same question I ask Black women. If you guys love your hair, you guys have the most beautiful hair. Why do you need to wear a wig? And that's the same thing. Every time I ask another race, do you wear wigs? They always say no. And I say, why? They say, because I already have hair. I love my hair. Why would I need a wig for? So why don't Black women feel the same way?
Because they want to.
No, ma'am, it's not because they want to. Because just like you just said you don't wear wigs because you like your hair. So could it be possible they
No,
wear?
I don't need to wear a wig. I mean, I don't need to. I
But
just don't need to.
They don't need to either unless they don't like their hair.
No, but if I want, I can wear a wig if I want to, but I just don't want to. I just don't. It's not for me. You know what I mean?
Wait, what was that? Say that again.
If I want to wear a wig, I can if I want to, but it's just that it's not for me. I don't really like them. But if other woman wants to wear a wig, then that's their business. You know what I mean?
But that's the point. Like, so wouldn't you, if you know you could help somebody else out and you could speak about something that's wrong and you know that would help somebody, like, would you not want to do that?
No, I think they look good. Black women are beautiful. So please be careful what you say about them. That's all I
Yeah,
want
Black
to
women
say.
are beautiful, but the wigs are not beautiful. The wig is not the Black woman. The wig is something that Asian people made. The wig is something that comes from other races. The wig is something that comes from the Indians, Asians, white people. This is not the Black woman.
Oh, no. I mean, I just want to say be careful, okay?
I'm very careful on what I'm saying.
No, you might meet somebody who is very, one day. So,
Yeah,
you
and I
can't
hope I do. I hope I do meet somebody like that.
you can't just go around and calling people black women the ugliest hair, and it's not very nice, honestly.
But
Okay.
when did I say anybody had ugly hair?
It's on your video.
Ma'am, but you weren't listening to the video. I asked who has the ugliest hair. And I only asked questions. I never said anybody had ugly hair because I personally believe nobody has ugly hair.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of people say white women have ugly hair, and it's not true. And clearly they don't think it's true either because they wear their hair. So come on now.
Okay, bye.
All right. You have a good one. That's crazy. People coming up here trying to make soft threats, like, be careful on what you say. Bro, what are you gonna do? Like, let me see if this person connects. All right, what is your standpoint?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
How you doing? My standpoint is kind of in between yours and the people who support the wigs. So
Okay.
important to have people protect natural hair. And I heard someone say that if you constantly wear the wigs and promote whiteness or promote another ethnicity. By doing this, you're promoting the erasure of the Black race. And I kind of agree with that. I agree that it could end in the erasure inevitably, but I also I also have this perspective that it's not because of insecurity that Black women wear wigs and weaves. So I believe that after a certain point, the insecurity goes away. So when you're a certain age and you're more susceptible to how do I say this? I feel like people grow out of like the insecurity. Like when you become an adult or a teenager, you begin to grow out of that insecurity. So that doesn't even matter. The whole insecurity like subject it becomes invalid like after a while, in my opinion. Like nobody is insecure. I think what it truly is this agenda that having straight hair is just easier to manage, and it is like aesthetically like that's a big thing too, is that aesthetics are what's in. Nothing necessarily matters if something is aesthetically pleasing, and that kind of reflects like how a lot of things work in the world, like how a lot of people um go throughout their lives, and how people do things in society. Like we all kind of judge off of aesthetics. That's why there's like a notion of like the halo effect, and like things that look good are good and things that look bad are bad. Like we kind of go off of like how things look, and I feel like people get into this box of this looks good and it's easy, so I'm gonna do it. Like I feel like there's no other reason behind it. I don't think that there is a deep rooted insecurity. I think Black women or just anyone like grows out of that after a while. No one feels insecure in their 30s. You know what I mean? Like you when you're 30 or like
So you're
when
trying
you,
to say that at first they're insecure, like when they're younger, but
right,
then by the time they're 30 years old, they're not insecure anymore.
right. Like I feel like once you're like a certain age, like you don't feel those like the insecurities that like we think that these women are feeling about their hair. Like I don't really think like they feel that way. I as a
Well,
matter of fact, I would even say that women, like if you see someone who is wearing wigs and then like they turn around and start wearing their natural hair, it's because somebody called them insecure. Like they'll literally start wearing their natural hair just to spite that. Like people will do shit out of spite. Oh, I don't know if I can use profanity, but like people will use or people will do certain things just like to spite the people who are saying like, oh, that's an insecurity. Like people are capable of wearing their natural hair, they just don't want to because there's this thought that it's just easier. It's simpler to wear a lace front. It's simpler to just say you're like wearing a protective, like what do they call it? Like the protective, like, and just put like a wig on top
I
of it.
think
So
I think I have to disagree with your point of they get less insecure as they get older. Because I would say they're less insecure when they're younger. And then that first instance of somebody bullying them when they're like in middle school, high school, that happens, and then they start wearing the fake hair. So the start of the fake hair started, as you're saying, because of insecurity, and it only gets worse as they get older, and it gets worse because they're not wearing their natural hair. They're constantly wearing fake hair, just like an alcoholic. When he first starts drinking, he's not
mhm.
addicted at first, but the more he does it, over time, the worse and worse and worse it gets, to the point where he has to go to rehab to get off of it. So it's the same thing with the fake hair and the insecurity. It actually gets worse as they get older, because the more they wear the fake hair too, it causes more damage to their natural hair, and it's a
Makes them more
cycle.
insecure. Yeah, well,
Right.
okay, that's a good point. That because, but that's only because um it it does damage. Like after a while, like yeah, it will damage like your natural hair. So that's the only reason. If there was no repercussions or no um consequence of doing it, there would be no insecurity. Like there would like because you can just switch to your natural hair, your natural healthy hair that isn't damaged, like whenever you want. I think that what it truly is that we're bombarded with imagery and aesthetics of this certain look, and then like people see that and they say that looks really good, and you discover that you're capable of doing the same thing for whatever price. Like you can if if the fountain of youth was for sale and it was affordable to everybody, everyone would use it. And it can be because we're afraid of getting older, but it's truly because being young is like the trend, like it's in like being younger. And that's just an analogy, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like
my
if
thing is, if it's not from insecurity,
mhm.
then why even start to put it on? Because look, if I already have hair, I like the way I look, why put on a wig in the first place? So you're saying it's just because of society and what other people think.
I I hear you, and I think it's because, and I think the what's the word, like the genesis of it, like the beginning of wearing it, is because people see it and they like it and they want it. Like I don't I feel like the insecurity is literally only at a certain age, whether it be like a child or a teenager, and then after that, you're on your own kind of to make your own decisions. Like you don't feel like you're doing this based off of insecurity. Like you like as a grown person, like you can say, I know damn well I'm not doing this because of insecurity. I don't feel insecure. I know that this is what is in, this is what looks good, this is what I can buy. It's readily available to me like everywhere I go, and it's easy. It's the simplicity of it, the ease is being pushed down my throat. Like it's so simple. So
So
I'm
I
going to do it.
I think I do agree with you. But I think we're both right in a sense.
That's
So
what I'm saying. And I
yeah, I think sometimes some women go through things where like people bully them, people say things about their hair, so they start putting on the wigs. But the women that do it because of society and because it's a new trend, it still has a negative in the long run. Because if you do that all the
right.
time, then you're not going to know how to do your natural hair, and then you won't want to wear that. So, but a lot of the time, if you're just doing something because it's a trend, you're not going to do it all the time. You're going to try it out, just like a new style. You're going to try it out, but you're not going to be doing it every single day unless you don't like wearing your natural hair, if that makes sense.
I think you're right. And the reason I'm gonna say that I agree is because, like you said, you wouldn't do it all the time. And there are people who do put on for natural hair, like really put on for natural hair, like and like make that shit look really good. Like it's aesthetically good to see. So I feel like people would see that and say, "Oh, I have that hair type. I can do that too." and do that. But there are people who just straight up wear the wigs, and I'm trying to figure that out. Like that's kind of like the chink in the armor of this conversation is that there are people, yeah, sure, like there are people who are hella insecure and gotta wear the wigs every day. But I don't think that it's like the I don't even I want to say that it could be half and half, but I think like most women, like most black women, like they'll be insecure, like sure, like in the early ages, like people will make fun of them for like whatever, whether it be like hair or darkness of our skin, like whatever it may be, and like we'll see people be insecure about that. But then like after a while, that gets grown out of. Like there are no 20 something year olds who are insecure about their hair and like the way it grows out of their hair. I don't think so. Like I think like after your brain kind of fully develops and solidifies, like you know like what you like you can be able to say out loud that like, oh, I'm insecure about this when you're a certain age. And I feel like a lot of people aren't doing that because it's not true. But they aren't saying like the real reason either why they do wear the wigs a lot. And the truth is,
So, but insecurities don't just stop because you reached a certain age. Like age didn't even always exist. Some at one point in time we didn't care about age. So insecurity goes away when you solve the insecurity.
right,
Wigs and weaves do not solve the insecurity, they just cover it up. Just like me, if I'm skinny and I'm insecure about me being bony, once I turn 30 years old, that's not just going to go away if I'm still bony. So what do I gotta do? I gotta go to the gym. I gotta start eating a lot. I gotta eat a lot of protein, eat a lot of good food so I can gain muscle. Then I won't be in here anymore.
I
But
agree, and I think that that just gave me like a good like analogy. So Ozempic, people use Ozempic for two reasons. Like Ozempic is given to people who have diabetes, right? But also people use it for aesthetic reasons. Like it's half and half. Like some people really are like sick in the head and think that like are not sick, but like they really think that their hair is lesser and it just doesn't look good aesthetically and blah blah blah, like blase blase. And then there are people who do it for aesthetics, like just because they can, because it's readily available to buy. People can go out and buy Ozempic and get the body that like they want, to get the aesthetic that they want to have. Like it's so easy, and it's like that's a major thing. I feel like people sleep on how significant looks are and aesthetics are and fitting in are and trying to get into their image, like what they want to look like. And also, with that being said, there is a idea that like beauty is being hybrided. Like it's like people take pieces of beauty from different cultures and ethnicities and they kind of put it together, and we call it cultural appropriation, but what it really is beauty hybridation. Like it's like we're hybriding things that we think look good from other cultures, and one of the big trends is like a bust down or like having long straight hair.
so I
And
think that convenience is something that is good only if you really do your research on the form of convenience. So Ozempic can be convenient because you don't got to do the work to lose the weight and have a good body. You just got to
right,
take a few pills and you're good. But in the long run, people are not doing their research on Ozempic because once you get off of that, you gain all the weight back.
yeah,
So
it can damage.
there's
Right.
negatives to drugs. And just like Ozempic is a drug, the fake hair in wigs is a form of a drug because you just put it
Yes.
on and it covers up what you want it to cover up, but the underlying problem is still going to be there. The only way to get rid of that is through hard work. And you got to learn how to take care of your hair, because if Black women, if they had long hair already, they would not put on a wig. I guarantee you that.
But that's the thing. Like they don't they don't really
That's
like
it's an
they
addiction. Like
they
said,
aren't told that you can have natural hair and it still be like very long. Like people don't even, that's the thing, like with like this kind of like wall of understanding between cultures, is that like people don't really understand our hair even, that like you can have an afro, and that afro, like that hair and that afro is longer than somebody's natural straight hair. Like people don't really embrace like the aesthetic like of like the curly hair, the coarse hair. Like it's like we want to see it like run down. Like that's like pretty much like the aesthetic. That's pretty much like the notion that I'm gathering, is that like it's not in for your hair to look shorter. Like it's not in for your hair to have shrinkage, when like in fact like that's absolutely fine, and that's how our hair grows. But I hear what you're saying, and I agree. I feel like it's like half and half. I legit feel like we are both right, but I feel like you are more so right. And I think that it's important that people like you come and speak out, because there could be like an erasure, because I see that the same as I see reproduction in the way people like love. I one time, bro, one time I think I was like lit, or maybe it was a dream, but I had an idea that like in 50 years or 100 years or so, like the entire world would be tan. Like nobody, it would be like no white people, no dark people, and it would be by accident, because like love happens on accident. It doesn't happen on purpose, like a lot of times. So
that's crazy, bro. And in 100 years, everybody tan. I don't know why, but that kind of makes sense because now everybody's like integrating, and I don't know. That's crazy though. That's a crazy dream. But what you mean you getting lit?
I don't know. I think that's where I got like the idea. Either I was hella lit or I was dreaming that.
Bro, you got to stop getting lit, bro.
Why would I do that?
Because you're slowly unaliving yourself by doing that.
How so?
What type of lit do you mean? What was it that you took?
Well, I can either do like the flower, like burn the flower. I get it, like it damages the lungs, and inevitably you can get cancer. But I am really into like edibles and things of that nature, like the drinks and the edibles. Like I don't really
So
gravitate towards anything
number one, the drinks are a straight poison. So you got to stay away from that, like as soon as possible. Like like people lose their kidneys, they lose different organs because of excessive drinking. So drinking is literally a poison in all
Of
its sides.
course, if it's anything excessive like that,
No,
that's
but
one of the
seriously,
points that you made, is that anything good, like if you wear it out, like you're gonna screw yourself over. So I hear you.
no,
Um,
but sir, but some things you should never even consume because it's a poison. So poisons, they do a lot of harm to your body. Like name one benefit that you get from taking those things.
uh,
Sir, there's no benefits. No benefits at all
mm,
except for a temporary feeling that you have.
yeah, I was just
And
about to say that that's the only benefit, is that like
but it
movies are
doesn't
better,
even taste
music
good
is
to
better.
you. So
But
my thing is you got to stay away from it. And also, all you guys that puff all the time too, you guys got to stay away from that because like I've known people that they're very vibrant, like outgoing people, and after years of doing that, it's like their spirit is low. They just talk like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro? You know, Thai shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they speak like that now, and they think they speak like that because they speak like that, but it's really because of all the drugs and weed that they're smoking all the time. So I'm saying you guys gotta chill out on this stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think, yeah. And I think that if you do it copiously, like if you do it a lot, it's not good. But it, I feel like it's not necessarily like another benefit is that it does kind of give you like the keys to your cosmic like vehicle. Like you're able to think and kind of perceive in a way that you didn't in a sober state. Like it
Sure.
that's
Look,
true.
look, let me tell you something. We don't have no cosmic vehicles, okay? All there is that is what is real and that is what is not real. People have these theories about you visiting different astro planets and all this, bro. All that's fake. Like and none of that can help you in your real life. So
I mean,
you stay away from
I
it.
mean, not in like a literal sense because I know like there are a lot of people who feel like there is like different planes of whatever, but I mean just in a sense of um, opening up your mind to different perspectives. Like
How
people
old are you?
people could do that. I'm in my mid 20s.
Mid-20s. How long have you been like doing all that for?
Shit, since I can't even tell you. Like probably 13.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think you might be addicted to doing that?
I wouldn't say addicted. I would say that it is something because addiction is something where you you have a negative experience if you don't do it after a while, or if you go cold turkey, like you will get depressed or you'll have withdrawals. Like that's an addiction to me. And it
How often do you do it though?
oh every day.
Sir, it's an addiction.
It's not an addiction.
Sir, it is.
It's
Go,
like watching
go, sir,
it's a
go.
drug. It's just a drug. And drugs can
Yes,
be addictive.
exactly.
Like it, but it's just like TikTok or it's just like doom scrolling, you know? Like it's like something that you can stop and you can become irritable like once you stop, but like you won't become like physically sick. Like I won't
No,
become
but
physically
sir,
sick.
go 1 year without ever doing it again.
I know exactly how it would turn out if I went 1 year. Everything would be the same except I wouldn't be lit.
No,
Nothing would
no,
change
sir,
other
that's
than
not true because you don't have the capacity to understand what your life will look like without it because you've been doing this since you were 13 years old
of
and
course,
you
but I've taken like tea breaks. Like there's a thing called like a tolerance break that you take. Like it's not like I've been doing it every single day since I was 13, but like I have started at that age and continued on until this age. But I've taken long tolerance breaks, and honestly, I don't. Maybe you're right. Maybe I have to go up to a year because after like a month or two or a few months, I just think like nothing changed except the world got more gray. Like I literally took the music out of the musical. Like I literally took like the singing out of the musical, and it's just music.
yeah, sir, I understand that, but I'm just saying like the worst addictions are when we don't know we're addicted. Like things like sugar, most of us are addicted to sugar, coffee, Starbucks, stuff like that, and we don't know. So I'm telling you, I know you're addicted to that, especially since you do it every day. It's an addiction. You got to get rid of it because if you don't get rid of it, it will get rid of you, and that is the truth. But what last
Mm.
words do you have for people? I'm going to end soon.
My last words is I I get it from both sides, and I want to say once again that it is important to have someone from your side speak up. Otherwise, like I said, that concept of people just doing things by accident will happen. Like erasure can happen by accident. That's all I'm saying, is that we do need people to advocate for natural hair. Like that's so important. But I also, like, I'm also gonna say that it's not something we should, because I think of like the like Nazis, or like I think of like a dictatorship when you say things with too much aggro. Like if you constantly put it in people's face that they should do something, they will do the opposite, or they will want to do the opposite just to spite you. um
Mm,
I think
okay.
that you kind of have to trick people psychologically into understanding that this is what's going to happen if you continue to do this. Like, I feel like just simply explaining explaining something straight up to somebody, and especially like if you're aggro, especially if you got like some dog in you and you tell it like it is, they're not going to receive it um, as good as you would like them to. Um, and in some cases, they'll do the complete opposite. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like you're an important asset. Like we need people like you. We don't. I feel like we need less people like me in the middle, because I'm in the middle because I get it, and I'm just a black, like, male. Like I'm a black man, so I don't really
Wait,
like.
hold on. Chat on YouTube wants to know, did you just have an edible?
I did eat a gummy earlier, but I've been hitting my wax pen.
Esther's right. No, you were right. Yeah, that's crazy. How did they know?
I don't know.
That's crazy, right? That's
But
wild.
all right, Kim, thank you for your time. You were definitely needed. Like I said, less of me, more of you. But like I said, people will not receive this well if we are aggro about it. Like, you have to be very like psychologically sneaky about this, because it is important to kind of um, preserve like the preservation of like naturality. Like, I get it, because people from other ethnicities, like, they do the same shit and they do it well. They preserve their like everything so well, and it's like it's so easy for us to like lose like the shit that we had. Like, you take a step in Kingston, Jamaica, and everybody's light skin, but like the weird type of light skin. You feel me? Like, it's so easy to, like, they're bleaching, like is basically what I'm saying. Like, it's so easy to kind of just slip out of like something natural just because we can. Like, it doesn't even have to be because of insecurity. People feel like things are done because of just purely insecure reasons, when like the biggest thing is trend and aesthetics and fitting in and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead. Thank you for your time, though, Trey.
You're welcome, man. You have a great night.
You too.
All right, so I'm about to get off of here. I might go live later. I don't know. Don't do edibles. Stop smoking weed and stop drinking. It is damaging a lot of us, especially us black men. So yeah, like we're destroying ourselves with things that they gave us. Just like back in the day during the crack epidemic, when the government gave that to the people and we were all on crack and stuff. It's the same thing with the weed, but you guys just can't see that. And a lot of the weed is synthetic as
You're smiling. My brother was talking to me. I had to slap the fuck out of him. I had to make his pussy had to get out of my room.